Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first match of the T20 World Cup for the Blackcaps. They are taking on Pakistan. They have just mentioned a stat beforehand that the Blackcaps have never lost their first game of a T20 World Cup, but Pakistan with a massive win over India just a couple days ago, maybe they will be able to change that. And also Pakistan have got a very good record when playing in the UAE, but we have got a whole view in the chat already. We have got their Bell there. Also Crazy NZ, Marcus here for a little bit. Also Josh and also Shark Gaming has said hi. Welcome into the live stream, mate. New Zealand, they didn't actually get the choice of batting first. It was Pakistan who did win the toss, and then they decided that they would be bowling for this one. Now, looking through at some of the fixtures for both of these sides, Pakistan in their recent game up against India, they had a very dominant win where they were able to chase it down with 17.5 overs gone. Pakistan winning that one with 10 wickets in hand. They didn't lose a single wicket in that fixture. The only matches that New Zealand have played so far have been in the warm-up matches, and they were up against Australia where they did end up losing that one, and then also up against England where they also had a loss. But like the stat that I mentioned just then, they have never lost one of the first matches of their T20. We have got hi from Shark Gaming as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are excited for this fixture. At this stage, it is sitting as follows, with Sri Lanka being able get themselves their first win. Same with England, same with Australia. They are all sitting decently. South Africa, they were just able to beat the West Indies. So the current defending champs are sitting in dead last at the moment in that sixth place position. And only two sides from each of these competition or kind of group stages, I guess you should say. Only two of them go through. So it is going to be very tough indeed. But this is the pool that we're looking at the moment. And Afghanistan, what a win over Scotland that they had. They have a net run rate of 6.5, which is an absolutely incredible number. Pakistan are currently sitting in second due to the fact that they were able to get that win over India and New Zealand. Still yet to play a game, same with Namibia in that regard. But Namibia, I believe, are playing Scotland in a fixture that has taken place in a very short moment as well. We have got their favourite channel. We'll think Pakistan, if they bowl first, will take this one as well, says Masagwa. And yeah, that's the thing at this stage. Pakistan have got a very good record in the UAE. New Zealand, not so much up against Pakistan in the UAE as well. Good middle of the night, mate, as well, says Bell. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is currently sitting 3 a.m. here in New Zealand, but I was not going to be missing this opening fixture here, I should say. Should be a very exciting one. The teams are going to be as follows. Martin Guptill will be opening the batting, I assume, more than likely, for the Blackcaps. Also, they have got Daryl Mitchell, Kane Williamson, few injury troubles for that man, but he seems to be all good to go here. Devon Conway, Glenn Phillips, Jimmy Neesham, also Tim Seifert, Mitch Satner. It's one of the spinners they have gone with. Tim Southey, Ish Sodhi, and then Trent Bolt. No sign of Lockie Ferguson. That is due to another injury, unfortunately, flaring up for that man. So he is going to be missing out on this one as well. Now, most games are won in the second innings here, as well, says Bell. And also, we have got the at 4 p.m. in South Africa, says it, Michael. So, a beautiful time of the afternoon to be able to watch a game of rugby Kiwi as well, says Shark Gaming. And I will mention, do see that you are supporting us for this one, Bell. So, we very much appreciate you for this one. But I did see that you said that the final will be New Zealand versus England. And at this stage, I would accept it because if Pakistan win this game, I feel that they are already pretty much 1 foot in the door of the semi-final. And then it is down to India. And also it will be kind of New Zealand. Although Afghanistan, with that net run rate that they have been able to produce for themselves, perhaps they will get a decent opportunity as well. By the way, good win for South Africa today as well, says Bell. Yeah, very impressive in that regard to be able to fight back, beat the West Indies, and now sit in about third, I believe it is, on the table at the moment, or maybe fourth. Looks like a reasonable looking surface. I'm looking at it and it's quite dry by the looks of it. But Martin Guptill, he will be opening the batting here for the Blackcaps. Now, Sheehan Afridi, he started the match very well up against India. We need to get the opportunity, and I am hoping that maybe I will be almost in touch with the scoreboard today in terms of being able to see it just before it happens, because the fact that it has been a little bit delayed the past couple of times, but hopefully it will work out not too badly. But the pitch in the middle, it's almost looking clay-like, which I'm not sure whether or not that is just the camera angle or whether it is the case. But Daryl Mitchell will also be opening the batting here for New Zealand. Doesn't have the highest average, but had a very good opening fixture when he was able to get himself around that 35 until he ended up retiring from that game as well. But Daryl Mitchell, he will be at the non-strikers end for this one. Guptill will receive the first ball, and I assume more than likely it will be Sheehan Afridi who will be bowling it as well. But yeah, his best is 34 not out for Daryl Mitchell. And the thing is, that was actually one of those warm-up games, so hopefully he will be able to do the same in this one. Get himself a decent total at the start of this innings, as New Zealand are going to need it, because South Africa, or should I say Pakistan, sorry, are going to be very impressive in this one. Shaheen Afridi will be opening the bowling here for Pakistan so far. Sitting on 32 matches played, 35 wickets, and no Colin Munro as well. So Shark Gaming, yeah, he is going to be missing from these Cricket World Cup fixtures, and we have got there. Yes, it was a great win, despite the Quinton de Kock hogging the story before as well. Says it, Michael, there, but at this stage now, I'm excited to see how this one is going to be going. Shaheen Afridi has been bowling very decently. I believe he was able to get himself a wicket in that last match. I think it was Rohit Sharma who was able to get out with a beautiful Yorking delivery, but now he is going to be charging in for the first ball of the first match for the Blackcaps. It's a straight one, and now it's going to be hit back down the ground just for the dot ball, though. Well cut off by Afridi, and this match is now underway, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are excited for it. What I will do is I will hopefully be able to adjust the scoreboard so that it is relatively central. We'll go about there. There we go. And I'll do it with a nice bit of in-swing, and Guptill was able to keep it out, though. So he has done decently in that regard as well. But do let me know how many runs you think the Blackcaps will be able to get for this opening fixture of the Cricket World Cup for themselves. The Guptill once again going to be on strike. Charging in is Shaheen Afridi. Just left there by Guptill. Still a little bit of swing, in-swing that is, though. Rassi was a bit passive at the crease, though still my favourite T20 player as well, says a bell there. But yeah, at this stage, Guptill and also Williamson. So Guptill at this stage, 3 sixes short of 156s in T20 International. Kane Williamson, 50th match as captain here, and he would absolutely love for it to be a win as well. But yeah, it's looking like it's doing a little bit. It is an evening game over there in the UAE for this fixture, which does mean that maybe that swinging factor could be involved throughout this one as well. But once again, Afridi is going to be steaming in. Oh, it's pitched up, and Guptill hits it down the ground just for the dot ball once again, though, going into the hands of mid-on. We always got there. I'll go with 152, and then I'll make another prediction at 10 overs as well, says Bell. And yeah, I think at this stage, the fact that Pakistan were able to chase down, well, they set a total of 186, and it was chased down by South Africa. So it shows that if they get going, they might be able to find themselves some very decent runs here in this game, Pakistan, because, like I mentioned, if they win this one, then they are in a prime position of it being able to win themselves a spot in that semi-final. But the Blackcaps, they need this win to try and give them that little bit of an edge over India, which is their next fixture. Pitched up, and it is going to be another dot ball there from Afridi, just putting it in the right spot, and Guptill, no choice but to just defend that one. But at this stage, they are saying that it is very much a decent wicket in terms of the pace. I am just seeing what else I can find out about this one, other than the fact that Pakistan, of course, are bowling first in this one. We have got there. Hey, how you do? I hope you're well. Hey, to Amish as well, says Katie Dixon. Welcome into the live stream. The Blackcaps' first game of the T20 World Cup. I'm nervous for them at the moment. I'm hoping they will be able to get off to a good start, but it's always hard to tell in these T20 matches. Like, they haven't lost a fixture of the T20 in their first match. It's going to be a yes-no. Guptill back, and it is still going to be the dot ball. So far, 5 in a row here for Martin Guptill dot balls, but Shaheen Afridi bowling very nicely so far here. And it does seem like he is going to be able to possibly close out this one with a maiden. They are just showing that one of Rohit Sharma that he did pick up the wicket. But we're actually a little bit ahead of the scoreboard today, which I am very happy to hear about because of the fact that I have found a different way of watching it that is actually quicker than my Sky that I did have. But hopefully it does all run smoothly. But Shaheen Afridi at the moment getting plenty of pace. That last ball, 5th ball, 146 Ks that man was bowling the mat. Just very impressive indeed. Now at this stage, Guptill, is he going to be able to get off the mark here? It's well bowled. Oh, he swung through the line. Did he hit it? It's an appeal, but it is going to be not called as... No, okay, it is going to be not out, and it is going to now be a maiden for Shaheen Afridi, the first over of the game. Very impressive from that man. No good performance by New Zealand in the warm-ups as well. So Shark Gaming, yeah, they did struggle, but the best thing to do is if you do struggle in those opening games, you just make sure that you play well in the ones that do give you the points on the board. That is the one thing that New Zealand will be wanting to do in these fixtures. We will show what they have got coming up as well. Their next game, it is going to be up against India, 3 a.m. New Zealand time. We are going to be up for that game as well. But then New Zealand versus Scotland, that is a game that they will need to win comfortably. Also, it is going to be New Zealand taking on Namibia, and then New Zealand taking on Afghanistan, who had a very good win over Scotland for their last fixture last night, where they were able to get themselves just a huge net run rate, I should say, as well. It's a very shiny surface, but it is going to be Ahmad Wasim. I believe he plays for the Melbourne Renegades throughout the kind of BBL season, but he is going to be hoping to get himself to a good start underway in this match. My sentences aren't working. It is 3:05 a.m., but hopefully by about the third over, we will start to get them going at this stage. Now Ahmad going to be bowling his first ball of his spell coming back in, and it is just blocked there by Daryl Mitchell for the dot ball. But these are the fixtures that Pakistan have got themselves. They actually have, from here, you would say, after this game, they should have 3 relatively comfortable wins, but it is very hard to tell, of course, with the way that Afghanistan were able to play in their last fixture. But Namibia and Scotland will give them a lot of confidence going into that later stage. Sheehan Afridi, he's got a massive smile on his face at the moment. They were showing in the replay. Advancing down the wicket there, and he has been able to pierce the line or pierce the gap in the field, and it's just going to be the single there. Well run by the fielder who was able to cut it off. I saw a new gaming video uploaded as the Xbox fixed as well, says Scotty Dixon. That one was actually from a little while ago. It was from, I think, about 3 days after Far Cry 6 came out, but we are still waiting for that Xbox to get fixed. At this stage, it is sitting, I believe they said it's going to be about 1 to 3 weeks before I find out. But the good thing is they said that if they couldn't fix it, they will refund how much it will cost. It's going to be hit out coverway cutoff though, and Guptill's still going to be on the dot at this stage after facing 7 balls of this one. And we ain't afraid of Afridi as well, says Bell there. And also, I hope Australia and New Zealand make the playoffs, says Shark Gaming. I guess that is a good question to ask you guys in the chat as well. Who do you feel are the 4 teams going through to the semi-final? For myself, oh, it's a tough one. Pakistan have put themselves in a very good position. Guptill getting off the mark now. It's close to a run-out opportunity, but he does scamper through, and that is going to be the first single of the match for Martin Guptill. First run off 8 balls. Yeah, he has faced as well. One moment, we need the scoreboard to behave itself. There we go. It has updated itself a little bit more there. Guptill just kind of dabbling in it, hitting it down to third man. Had to run hard there, Daryl Mitchell, to make sure that he got through for this single there. But now at this stage, Ahmad only going for the 2 runs so far off his over. Of course, a maiden for Sheehan Afridi at the start of this match, which was very impressive indeed. Or a little bit of spin there, hitting it away to mid-wicket. Oh, sorry, that would be square leg, and that is just going to be the single there for Daryl Mitchell. So a slow start here for themselves. They are just showing the pitch at the moment. I'm trying to work out what this pitch is made of, because like they have said, it's kind of grey and it's quite shiny. And it's one of those pitches that I haven't really seen too much of in the past as well. I'm sure it won't be the West Indies in the semis. I feel like that is a very good shout. Guptill with the cut shot there. And it is going through the gap, and that is rolling all the way to the boundary. 4 runs for Martin Guptill there to get away with the first boundary of the match for New Zealand as well. Ahmad going for the 7 off his first over. Not too happy with that one, but at this stage, this pressure is still all on New Zealand to be able to try and get themselves a few more runs in the power play, because they will need them. Pakistan, very good at chasing down a total when they need to. Pakistan, Australia, India, and England have more chances as well. See Shark Gaming. Yeah, that's the thing. With the way that Pakistan have started, it does make you think straight away that only one of India or New Zealand can go through. Definitely if Pakistan win this game. If they win this match, it will only be India or India or New Zealand who will be able to make it right through to the semi-final. On that kind of other side of the draw, I think Australia and England are definitely 2 very good shouts. And then I feel like Sri Lanka are slightly in my mind, but I feel like that is just because of the fact that they did play Bangladesh first, where they were able to get themselves a good one. But they are showing the batting order at this stage for New Zealand. As you can see, Martin Guptill and Daryl Mitchell, they are both at the crease at the moment. Kane Williamson will be waiting eagerly to be able to get himself an opportunity, but Sheehan Afridi going to be steaming him once again. Well blocked there by Daryl Mitchell. Just going to be another dot ball. So Sheehan Afridi bowling 7 dots so far in his innings. Very impressive indeed. They are just showing the boundary that Guptill was almost able to do a late cut slash kind of cross bat shot just perfectly through the gap at point, where it did drift all the way to the boundary. But now at this stage, once again, Sheehan Afridi, can he continue the streak that he's on at the moment for dot balls? Maybe even turn one of them into a wicket here for Daryl Mitchell on strike. Steaming in once again, slightly on the leg side. It's whipped away to leg by Daryl Mitchell down to the square leg boundary, or almost, but fielded on the kind of outfield by the player. I feel like some of these Pakistani names aren't rolling off the tongue as nicely as I would like them to, but at this stage, it does mean that it is going to be just the 2 runs for Daryl Mitchell there. And also, we have got there, my TV not working, says Shark Gaming as well. So that is no good, mate. And is Shaheen his first or last name as well, says Bowl. It is Shian Afridi, so I believe his first name is Shian, and then his last name is Afridi. I believe I want to say some relation to a more well-known Afridi, but I could be wrong there as well. New Zealand needed that for as well, says Mark. They did indeed. And wait, I got a notification for a live stream that ended about 5 hours ago for the Rugby World Cup 2023. It's a nice shot from Daryl Mitchell, but just going straight to the fielder. They're going to rush through for the single, though. And also we have got there, watching it now on my phone. Was this an old live stream? I'm so confused. As well, says Katie Dixon. We did end up starting that one at about 7 p.m. New Zealand time. Although it was an interesting one because of the fact that for some reason it didn't allow me to actually get the ability to play that Rugby World Cup. It actually simulated the whole thing, so I had to skip right through to 2027 to play it. As I hope everyone's well. New Zealand won't have any problems batting. They'll have to bowl out somehow. Baba Azam and Rizwan. Those lads are mean as well. Says it is Sebastian there. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Just great to see you. Whipped away to the lee side once again by Guptill just for the quick single. And at the moment, they are fine with just trying to keep the strike rotating, is what I was trying to say there. But yeah, it is certainly going to be the case of they need to break open that first wicket partnership, and then maybe, like you say, they pretty much have to bowl out the whole Pakistani lineup if they want any chance of being able to win this game, because they will be able to do decently. I cannot see the match today as well, says Shark Gaming. So is it your Sky that isn't working, Shark? Do let me know, because the game, depending on whether or not, if you've got a TAB account in New Zealand, you can actually watch this fixture for free. That's a beautiful shot there from Daryl Mitchell, and that's going all the way to the boundary. Swatted away, and that is going to be the 4-run Shian Afridi now going for 8 runs off his second over here as well. And also we have got there, so wait, so that game wasn't played on the Xbox. I'm confused because I thought the Xbox was broken. Sorry if I'm slow and not catching on to what is happening as well, says Katie Dixon. So pretty much, luckily, my Be A Pro series is actually on the PC. So I am still able to play Rugby Challenge 4 on PC, but I haven't got any other games other than Flight Simulator, which is a little bit of an interesting one to play. But yeah, that is the reasoning behind it. So I've sent the Xbox back to Christchurch with Isaac, and now I have just got the PC and my Xbox 360, although talking of Rugby World Cups, that one was down there, get a little bit hit in the pad, and that is going to be the end of the over. Rugby World Cup 2011, I bought the game on Xbox 360. The green screen's loving this part of it at the moment, but pretty much I decided that this would be a perfect opportunity to get out one of the old games on Xbox 360. I actually bought it and it arrived today, so me and George might end up doing a rugby challenge or a Rugby World Cup on there as well. Although the only problem is the the All Blacks aren't actually licensed on that game as well. Hey, brother, how you do? Says Katie Dixon there. And also, it took me a billion years to catch up as well, says Katie Dixon. No worries. It is a confusing situation. I've got consoles all over the place, and only a couple of them work, or actually only one of them work at this stage. But I'm once again going to be given the 4th over of the power play, 15 for none at the moment for New Zealand, trying to work their way towards a decent total in this fixture. Cut away by Guptill. Well fielded on the boundary, on the circle. Out point way, and Guptill at this stage, he's faced 10 balls, 6 runs the man has been able to get so far. But the big factor is him or Mitchell will have to go right through into that situation of being able to almost bat through the innings. A little bit of a mix up there, but Guptill able to scamper back for that one. Get a PS5 instead of that evil Microsoft stuff as well, says Bell. I'm heavily considering a PS5, although I don't believe there are any available in New Zealand at the moment. They're all sold out. So if I did get something to do with PlayStation, it would have to be a PS4. But I feel like a next-gen console is possibly the better way to go as well. Blackcaps, you can do it as well. Says Shark Gaming there. Yeah, this stage is going to be exciting to see how it goes. Guptill just blocking that one. Once again, Pakistan are putting the ball on the stumps many times throughout this one. We did see with Afghanistan up against Scotland last night, Rashid Khan and also Majip were able to just keep on getting bowls, keep on getting LBWs, and that is something that the Blackcaps cannot afford to have in this fixture as well. I'm not sure why, but the cable has decided that it really doesn't like me today, and it's going to try and tangle itself completely. It's going to be whipped to the leg side down to long on just for the single for Guptill once again. The stage, he's having a bit of a smile with the guy, having a joke with the bowler, which I feel like is quite awesome to see, purely because of the fact that some of these guys have probably played alongside each other, played against each other in other competitions around the world. Pakistan recently touring New Zealand. That was for the Boxing Day test last year. So that's actually been a little bit longer than I thought. as well. New Zealand to the playoffs, boy. Into there from Sebastian and now Daryl Mitchell. Once again, going to hit it to the leg side. Down to long on also. And that is going to be another single. Only 2 runs so far off Ahmad's over. Mitchell going more than 1 run and over, or more than one run a ball. But Guptill at this stage with a strike rate of only 50. What does he do? Does he decide to try and attack the bowler here? Or do you just say, right, they're getting the better of me for now, but I need to just stay out here for a little bit longer once I get my eye on? And also we have got the just wait till they bring out the PS5 Slim in a couple of years. That's what I'm doing as well, says Bowl there in the chat. So the PS5 Slim, I haven't actually heard of that yet, so I feel like I'm a little bit behind in terms of PlayStation. That was on the stumps by Guptill once again, putting it out through point, and that is going to be the 4 runs to finish the over for Guptill. And that is a little bit of a repeat of the last over that Guptill did face of Ahmad as well, but 6 runs off that one, and now New Zealand sitting on 21 for none after 4 overs here. And it's if Sebastian was American, that would be pronounced boy as well, says Ball in the chat. At this stage, also something that I normally ask at the start of an innings, who is going to be the top run scorer for the Blackcaps in this innings? And I guess while we're at it, who's going to be the top wicket taker for Pakistan? I feel like it is going to be a spinner. I don't know whether or not it will be Ahmad, though. I feel like it might be the option of their secondary spinner, who I'm trying to remember the name of. Is it Hafiz? It might be Hafiz, who I am thinking of as well. But yeah, this stage, Guptill sitting on 11 off 15. New Zealand at this stage, 13 dots so far, I should say, as well. But also, we've got there, good morning, Hamish, you must be tired as well, says Mark. It would seem that way due to the fact that for some reason sentences are not quite linking up with myself at this stage, but hopefully they will be all right, and we are definitely going to be watching this one. Shabazz as well, says Shark Gaming there in the chat, and also, unfortunately, I'm from Barbados as well. Says it was Sebastian there, but they are showing Kane Williamson. Perhaps he could be one of the leading men when it comes to the runs in this one as well. And Barbados ain't that bad as well, says Ball there. But Hassan Ali, right arm fast medium, will be steaming in now for his first ball of the spell as well. Well, it's on the stumps, and Daryl Mitchell has said, I'll be having some of that. Has he got all that? Yes, he does, and it's 6 runs there for the Blackcaps. That one brings them nicely up to 27. Not the start to the over that Hassan would have been after, that is for sure, because of the fact that Super 12 sixes so far, we have had 51. And that number looks like it could be increasing. Just ended up getting it out of the middle of the bat there. Hitting it 75 meters down the ground, Daryl Mitchell. Some nice elevation on it. Good timing with the swing as well. And that is the first 6 of the day for the Blackcaps in this fixture. So he moves up to 16 off 10 at this stage for Daryl Mitchell. So unfortunately, Barbados as well said no one ever except Sebastian as well, says Katie Dixon there. Now it's going to be all Daryl Mitchell really swinging through that one. And that one is going to be just a single down the ground for Daryl Mitchell there. But really, you can see the big swing. And he was able to get it all the way to the boundary. A much-needed boundary for the Blackcaps. If they can push their way towards finishing the power play with around that 40, maybe even closer to 50, I'm sure they would be very impressed with that, seeing as there was a maiden the very first ball or the very first over of the game as well. One love as well, says Sebastian there, and big love, brother, in the chat from Katie Dixon. At this stage, they are showing that one over and over again. And it was a very nice 6 down the ground. Guptill now giving himself some space. Almost ended up hitting the ball onto his own stumps. It's a good throw. And now at this stage, just scampering through for the single once again there for Martin Guptill. So at the moment, giving Mitchell the strike. Of course, he didn't mean to. It did end up almost in the stumps as well. Hamish, I assume you will be covering live streaming Ireland versus New Zealand Autumn International, says Mark. I am indeed, mate. 4:15 a.m., I believe, is when that game is kicking off in New Zealand time. But I am well and truly going to be up for it. Alongside all those other fixtures that we have got, we've got about 6 in a row on one of those days, but I am very excited to see international rugby well and truly back in the swing of things. This weekend, we've got Scotland versus Tonga and also New Zealand taking on Wales, which will be an exciting fixture. And fortunately, I'm from England, and believe me, it's at Daryl Mitchell where he doesn't want to be hit with the ball there, unfortunately for him. And also we have got there, post-Brexit, nobody has, but me, has ever said that as well, says Bell. And also we have got there, you did a rugby challenge earlier today, South Africa time, couldn't watch it, I was at school as well, says Johan. We did indeed. We were at the Rugby World Cup. We had a couple technical difficulties though, which did mean we had to skip forward to the 2027 World Cup. And then we will be going back to the save file so that we can take part in both. And also we have got there, Pakistan is very sadly missing Wabrias, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, and Amir as well, says Shark Gaming. Also we have got there, do you do rugby challenges in the weekend, Says that Johan, unfortunately, due to how much cricket and also how much rugby we will have on, normally we struggle to get them in. So maybe if we do have a live stream, it would be tomorrow kind of evening, but then it might not quite get squeezed in. So it could end up being maybe a early next week type arrangement where we will be continuing the Be a Pro mode. And also Cricket 22, when it does come out, we will be covering on the channel. But this one was a little bit of a off-cutter there. Coming back in, slow ball as well. But Daryl Mitchell read it well. And it was able to just keep that one out at this stage. Only the one more ball left of this over at the moment. Hassan been able to bring it back very nicely. Went for 6 off the very first ball, but then from there, 3 singles and a dot ball also. Guptill on strike, sitting on 12 off 16 at the moment. And Hassan is steaming, and Guptill there with the slice. It's over the top, and once again, that man is hitting the boundary out point way, and he has been able to get himself a boundary at the end of the over. That is the 3rd over in a row that Martin Guptill has been able to do so. And Mitchell and Guptill are a pretty good batting duo. As well said, oh, Sebastian, that's a no ball. So Hassan Ali has not finished his over yet. He's gone for 13, and there is still a ball to come due to the fact that it is going to be a free hit. Well and truly overstepping it, and Guptill will be thanking him very much for this one because of the fact that he will be able to get himself possibly his first 6 of the day, depending on how he strikes it as well. We have the good partnership forming here. Does indeed. They've been able to really set it nicely at this stage. It is 34 at the moment, according to the scoreboard, but we are going to still have the free hit. It's actually up to 39 as well here. Bowling it. Oh, it's a well-bowled Yorker there, and it is just going to be the single. Or is it Guptill looking like he wants the second? No, just the single taken there. So they get an extra run for their troubles. 40 now off the 5 overs with no wickets down. So they need to keep on building this partnership because at the moment it is working for them. They have got the option of Williamson. Also, they have got Devon Conway who can bat very well in this format. Then you've got the big hitting on Glenn Phillips. And they have just got quite a deep batting lineup, which is why the bowlers will definitely need to perform when they do get the opportunity as well. But current run rate sitting at 7.24, but I believe it will be updating itself in a very short moment so that we do know exactly how it will be sitting. But yeah, Daryl Mitchell and also New Zealand with Martin Guptill getting a decent set total here. New Zealand are new opening partners as well, says Minosh. Yeah, they're doing nicely because it used to be Colin Munro as well, wasn't it? He was the other option because, of course, no Ross Taylor. He was actually with Papua New Guinea on this Cricket World Cup, which was pretty awesome to see due to the fact that him and also, I believe, I want to say Matthew Hayden was with another one of these sides as well. Major missing Lockie Ferguson, great fan of him as well, says Minoshi. Unfortunately, I believe it is an injury that is keeping him out for this one as well. What would be a good score for New Zealand after 20 overs, 170, 180? It'll be tough to get to that, but if they can somehow make their way up to kind of that 160 at least, I feel like that's absolute bare minimum up against Pakistan because they are a very dangerous side. And Harris Ralph, very dangerous bowler as well. He is about to be steaming in here, but 36 for none at this stage for the Blackcaps. Oh, it's between the legs. It's hit the foot of Martin Guptill there. And that has really hurt Martin Guptill's foot here. And he looks like he is struggling. He is limping big time, Guptill. It's absolutely just steamrolled into his toe, which wouldn't have felt too great. And also, still so new to cricket, I have 10 tabs open trying to figure this game out as well. Oh, what did that hit? It looked like it almost hit right on the toe on the left foot, and that wouldn't have felt too nice for Martin Guptill there. How will that affect his batting from here on out? He is sitting on 17 of 18 at the moment. I love a Papua New Guinea cap. Did you see how cool and rusted they look as well, Sebastian? Some of the teams have got very nice kits and caps to go with it as well. But Harris Ralph once again steaming in, and that's going to be Guptill on his way. And Harris Ralph is celebrating. He ended up chipping it onto his stumps. But he was already stepping away from the stumps as well there. Martin Guptill did not want to get hit on the foot again, and he is going to be on his way there, Guptill, for 17 runs off 19 balls there as well. It's got the 8:30 p.m. here. Says Shark Game, and also we've got the Pakistan's openers wickets are very important. They do not have an impressive middle order. That's just, or they're just depending on their openers as well. Yeah, they have got themselves Baba Azam and also Rizwan. Very good player as well. Still going with 152, says Bell. And also we have got the Katie, when you're in, you're out. And when you're out, you're in as well, says Bell there. But that is going to be Martin Guptill, 17 runs off 20 balls. And now it does mean that Kane Williamson will more than likely make his way to the crease. And that is exactly what is going to be taking place for them. Yeah, I am just making sure this is all running smoothly. I believe it is at this stage, if I'm not wrong. We will go like that, and we will go like that as well. Hopefully that is going to be working. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think will be the top run scorer for New Zealand at this stage. I mean, Mitchell's batting decently for this one as well. And also, we've got the don't worry, Katie. I'll design a shirt for you with all the cricket teams or all the cricket terms. Well, like fine leg, third man, etc. as well, says Mark Duffy. And also, we've got the thanks man, says Katie Dixon. And also, what a pace wicket, says Mark Morris. Yeah, it's seeming like it is coming off the surface very nicely for them at the moment here, Pakistan, which does mean the likes of, I mean, a Lockie Ferguson would have been pretty good for New Zealand if they did have the opportunity, but unfortunately, due to his injury, he is once again going to be missing out on this fixture as well. And we have, let's get their 7:55 here. Says Manusha, and also Gupta was out, says Sebastian, and he is indeed. Unfortunately for the Blackcaps, it does mean that they are going to be missing their opener, Martin Gupta. But Kane Williamson now, and he is sitting on no balls face so far, but has a very impressive average. Hitting it to the leg side, and straight away, going to be able to get himself just the single there, not risking the two. Kane Williamson off the mark. Also, Kane be the big play in this match as well, says Shark Game. And also, we've got there, I've been waiting for years and still have no idea about half of what's going on as well, says Bowl there. Yeah, Gupta, he ended up stepping way away to leg, and I believe that is to try and protect the toe. That would have been really stinging after that one, but Harris Ralph is fired up. He's a scary individual when he gets going with the pace as well. And he does play for the Melbourne Stars, or he used to, for the KFC Big Bash. Hopefully we do get to see him back for it again. And also 10:26 p.m. here for Mark. 10:26. So whereabouts are you located at the moment, Mark? Is it still Mongolia time? I guess that would be. For now, hit away to the leg side just for the single for Daryl Mitchell, and Devon Conway will be a top run scorer today, says Manush as well. Yeah, very talented player. Devon Conway will need a good total. Kane Williamson, 50 runs. I'm just going to put it out there as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, at this stage, I believe the predictor said that it was going to be sitting at 160-something for New Zealand if they are able to bat the way that they are at the moment. And also we have got there, by the way, if Mark designs a T-shirt with a third leg on it, then chuck it away. He's perfect as well, says Paul there in the chat. I'm sure it's a different third man, I guess you could say. Yep, Mongolia, says Mark. Harris Ralph, that was a Yorker and a half, but Williamson able to hit it. Able to dig it out as well. And at the stage, Harris Ralph having a very, very good first over for that man. And also we have got the cricket is not a tough game to understand, says Minash. I guess it is just a case of once you kind of get the gist of it and learn all of the little rules that do come alongside it, it does get easier. But I guess it's similar to any sport that if you haven't experienced it or haven't grown up watching it, then it is a big change to be able to kind of learn all of the rules that do go alongside it. But at this stage, Harris Ralph, one more ball left of his first over, and I believe he will be getting another one after the end of the power play, which is only one more ball before we find out. But Harris Ralph once again charging in, he's going for the legs, and Williamson whipping it off his pads, and that is going to be going to the boundary for Kane Williamson. Fine leg was up just a little bit, or he was almost a little bit too fine, so it did mean that Kane Williamson was able to get it away for his first boundary of the match for himself. Harris Ralph, though, 1 wicket, 6 so far for the runs, and I believe they said that was 148 or so kilometers an hour, which is very impressive indeed. Best way to learn is to play it on a console as well, says Bowl. I actually feel like that's the same for Rugby Challenge because of the fact that anytime that I didn't know a side, I'd play a couple of games on Rugby Challenge as them to try and learn the exact kind of team names and everything because of the fact that it did have the names up above as well. And also we've got the, I'm absolutely shocked and impressed that the players are out here catching these cricket balls with their bare hands. That is wild as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, speaking of which, Cricket 22 out in a month. It is going to be very awesome to see it in action, Cricket 22. It seems like they have made quite a few changes from Cricket 19, but we will be playing that on the channel as well. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated, all the support that we have had on these T20 live streams. We are currently sitting 3:30 a.m. in New Zealand, but this game is still young. Only 6 overs gone, and we have got plenty more to go. But Ahmad, once again, is going to be the man who will be bowling for this 7th over of the match as well. Advancing down the wicket and just whipped away to the leg side was Daryl Mitchell, moving himself up to 20 runs. So doing decently so far throughout the early stages. Had a very good game up against Australia in the first preseason fixture where he was able to get, I think it was 34 not out, and then they retired him for that one. It's the same with NFL games as well. And also we've got there, it's like someone throwing a 8-ball at you. I would be terrified as well, says Katie Dixon. They certainly hit it with some pace, some of these batsmen, that is for sure. Definitely when they have got the big hunk of wood that they have got in their hands Normally some nice English willow or something along those lines going to be whipped away to the leg side. Williamson once again getting himself a single. I want a 50 from the power play as well. Says Shark Game, and also we have got there, but I will never understand soccer or ever play it as well, says Bowl there. And I guess it is just one of those ones as well. But a football is filled with air. A cricket ball is like a bullet as well, says Katie Dixon there. But also for the power play, they may be a little tiny bit behind here in terms of the run rate that they're like the Blackcaps, but they are still sitting at just under 7 and over. So from that first over being a maiden, I feel from here they have been able to build to a decent-ish position for themselves. When is the power play finished as well? Says Michaela, it is just finished at this stage after 6 overs is kind of where it cuts off. So you are allowed 2 fielders outside of the ring for the first 6 overs, and then now they are allowed 5 as that option as well. Billiards, it's the 21st century, not 1950 as well. And also we've got the in Europe, you used to have to, or you have to go there used to it if you play billiards as well. And also full support to the New Zealand team against Pakistan Love from India as well, says Hurricane. So yeah, hopefully it will be a decent performance. Definitely from Kane Williamson, 50th match as captain here for the Blackcaps. He is on strike, and tell you what, he almost got bowled there by Ahmad. And also we have got that. Okay, sweet, thank you, no worries at all. And also we have got the Go New Zealand as well, says Johan. So he is hoping that they will be able to get themselves a win. We have got Big Sport in the chat as well. I thought you were going to bed, mate. It is going to be relatively late there in Australia at the moment. Do you think New Zealand, though, will be able to get this win? Do let me know. Williamson at the moment, very impressive. His best score is 95. He hasn't got 100 yet in T20 cricket, but if he got one now, it would be very impressive. Definitely with the timing and Pakistan bowling the way that they have been. Cut off middle stump almost there for Kane Williamson. And also we've got the, we would play cricket every day in our streets as well, says Minosh. And also we've got the, I've been walking around with a crash helmet on. I'm here for the billiards as well, says Katie Dixon there. 7 overs down, 45 for 1 for the Blackcaps. I literally woke up from a nightmare. So I'm still half asleep as well, says Big Sport. It's probably the Wallabies losing up against Wales, was it, or Scotland actually. A clean sweep for the Northern Hemisphere sides perhaps could have been the nightmare on the cards there. But at this stage, Ahmad finishing his third over, only going for the 16 runs so far. They may even consider bowling him out here for his next over. Only going for the 3 of that one. The nightmare was that Michael Hooper didn't score a try as well, says a Big Sport. And also, of course, we will see, or we will win as well. I have scored in like 3 hours. We better win. I stayed up all night for this as well, says Michaela. So yeah, hopefully they will be able to get the win for you. But yes, sleep is important, even though I was yawning just before. These games in the UAE are at random hours. It's an appeal, and they are going to run a quick single there for the leg bye, but it is going to be Shadab now who will be bowling. I feel like for who is going to be able to take the most wickets, I've got a feeling it could be him throughout this one as well, and everyone needs to be able to take a ball to the head and a cue to the back as well, says Sebastian. I haven't heard those rules when it comes to playing pool or billiards or snooker or anything along those lines. Just missing the leg stump there for that LBW shout. But they were able to get through for the leg bye. Yeah, I've got 2 referrals for each of these sides. Williamson on strike, a little bit of a full toss from Shadab, but it is just going to be the dot ball. Once again, hanging it straight to the man at cover. Williamson at this stage off to a little bit of a slower start, but that is something that he's pretty good at doing. He ends up going at about a run a ball, and then from there he really increases it when he does need to in the later stages. It's a nice spinner from Shadab, deciding against the quick throw, and at the moment, or quick run, sorry, I should say. Wild ball from Shadab, and at this stage, Blackcaps are under pressure. They're really starting to compress the amount of runs that they have been able to get. Leg spin bowler here, 23 years of age, 55 matches, 59 wickets for Shadab Khan as well. Hit to the leg side. Sorry about that. I thought that I was going to be able to yawn just with my mouth completely shut, and then it opened, and then I was stuck in the middle. Michael Hooper could take an 8 ball to the face, and an 8 ball would thank him for the experience, as well, says Kenny Dixon. Yeah, at this stage, hopefully. 51 minutes remaining for the innings timer. Overs on target as well, because I believe if you don't end up getting the overs done in the time that you're allowed, then you do end up with some sort of either fine or also maybe your net run rate gets kind of hit a little bit hard. Now Shadab once again running in. Williamson advancing. Once again, just that kind of shuffle. Not able to call it early enough to scamper through for the single, so it does just mean that it will be another dot ball. Williamson still on strike with 1 ball to face at the end of this 8th over already. We're flying through this match at the moment. We're speaking of magic 8 balls, or just 8 balls in general, and this one is the 8th over going to be the magical one. Time for the red ball, mate, as well, says Bell. Yeah, all of a sudden, I don't know what happens. I think it is the lights, because I have got 3 lights set up, couple to try and keep the green screen kind of well lit. Williamson once again dot ball, and that is a well bowled over from Shadab, and only going for the 2 runs. 48 for 1 after the 8 overs there as well. Wait, if Kieran Reid teabags you, is that also taking an 8 ball to the face? Says Katie Dixon, I guess it could be considered that, Katie, when you do think about it. And also, I'm literally drinking one as well, says Michaela. And also teabagging, what a beautiful word as well, says Sebastian. But yeah, I think it is the bright lights that end up kind of making you feel like you're looking into the sun. Do you ever look into the sun and sneeze? Luckily, I don't sneeze when I look into my lights. I just end up blinking many times, as you guys can see. And also, we have the I never tried Red Bull, but love the company as well. That's going to be Mitchell trying to lob it. It's going to be going all the way, I believe. Down the ground, I think Daryl Mitchell might have just been able to clear the rope and get it all the way for 6 past to Freddie. Very nicely hit. That is the 50 for New Zealand and 52 sixes in the Super 12 so far for the men. Hello, bro, as well. Says Arjit, welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do let me know who you think is going to be winning this match as well. Teabagging is so six and the city as well, says Bell there. But yeah, Freddie just a little bit too wide to be able to cut that one off. And Mitchell once again going. He hasn't got all of it. And that is going to be the wicket for Daryl Mitchell, out for 27 off 19. And that is the second wicket. Ahmad able to pick up his first and his 4th over of bowling as well. And Daryl Mitchell just tried to hit once again to the boundary, tried to speed it up, and now because of it, he is going to be on his way. 27 runs off 20 balls for Daryl Mitchell. Decent start to the match as well. Hello, bro, as well, says Arjit. And welcome into the live stream. Probably best that stuff destroys your heart or any other energy drinks as well. And also we've got there, I am Satish watching from India today. I'm supporting New Zealand win as well. So welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to have all you guys here. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. We are going to be covering plenty of the T20 World Cup. I'm from India as well, says Ajay, and also Pakistan should win this one, says Adeem. Yeah, at this stage, they have well and truly set themselves up for a very good base to be able to go on and keep that run rate low of New Zealand. What we will be doing, though, is we will be getting rid of some of the players who have already gone out at the moment. Kane Williamson is at the crease. They haven't sent out Devon Conway here. They have actually decided that Jimmy Neesham will be promoted up the order a little bit to see whether or not he can get himself going at the start of his innings. We have got the hello, bro, as well. Says Arjit, welcome in, mate. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Anything under 165, they should run it down. Yeah, I feel like at this stage, New Zealand need to find their way to 170, or else they will be in a very tough position as well. We have got there. I used to drink 3 Monster energy drinks before noon when I worked at the grocery store, and it gave some wicker heart palpitations as well. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. Your nervous system is better off without them as well, says Katie Jackson. Yeah, I've never actually had a Red Bull, a V, a Monster, or any of those energy drinks. And I feel like that's probably slightly a good thing, depending on how it goes. Because I think it was George was saying if you have alcohol with a Red Bull or something along those lines, you just end up in the situation of, your heart just starts racing. Well, coffee makes me pee like a bull, so I don't fancy red pee as well, says Bell there now. It is going to be another dot ball. Ahmad bowling very nicely for his spell, but Daryl Mitchell just trying to back himself to go over the top. Didn't get the timing, didn't get the big stride into it either, which did lead to him, unfortunately, not being able to clear the rope. And we have got there. Mitchell didn't hit the ball hard enough, just holding out as well, says Cody. Yeah, he didn't look like he put everything into that one. It did mean that it did end up getting caught there as well. And Kiwi's trying to avenge India here as well, says Sebastian. And that's the thing. If Pakistan win this game, they are actually going to be in the position, I believe they will pretty much qualify for the semi-final right then and there. As well, we have got hello from Arjit as well, and also New Zealand flags from Katie Dixon and the Jane. And also, it's pretty much diabetes. It's pretty much depletes your body's entire store of water, trying to digest it and purge it from your system as well. And also, we've got their WhatsApp. I don't actually have WhatsApp, but we do have Instagram, _Kiwi_lads is what it is. I feel like I really messed up that one, but that is Sage. Going to be another single there for the Blackcaps. And it does mean now that Kane Williamson getting off the mark. He's almost moving into double figures at this stage. 9 runs off 13 balls with Shiana Freddie, the man who was able to take that catch. And now it will be Jimmy Neesham who will be on strike for this fixture. Currently 8.4 overs down as well. We also got there. Can you shout out my name slowly, please, as well? And there from, it was Arjit as well. I assume it is Arjit. Hopefully I have pronounced that correctly. And also we have got the Red Bull is basically that double caffeinated Jolt Cola that programmers used to drink in the 70s as well. Says about, but now at this stage, Ahmad trying to create a bit of a wider angle there, running through for the single. Nisham getting him back safely, and it is going to be the one. And getting off the mark there, or snort in the 20s as well, says Sebastian there. Now at this stage, Jimmy Nisham, 31 years of age. Also got a decent average, 21.6. His best is 48 not out as well, and also correct, says Arjit there. And now at this stage, Ahmad will be once again bowling. Will be coming over the wicket now. That was very close to hitting the stumps of Kane Williamson. And that is the end of the 9th over. That is the end of Ahmad's bowling as well. And he has been able to finish with 1 for 24 off his 4 overs. Very impressive from that man. I thought you were a golf fan as well, says the bowler there. At this stage now, economy rate only going for the 6 and over. And that is just a little bit less than what the Blackcaps are going with at this stage. 9 overs into their spell as well. They need to make sure that they push towards at least that 150 mark minimum if they want any chance of beating Pakistan, and they will certainly require plenty of wickets. Trent Bolt, Tim Southey, and also Ish Sodhi are the 3 bowlers that I feel will really have to stand up for the Blackcaps if they want any chance of winning this one. Like I mentioned, T20 cricket, they have never lost their first fixture of a T20 World Cup. I'm not sure how many times they have played up against a tough side like Pakistan as their opening fixture, but certainly going to be tough for them to be able to get this one right. At this stage now, it is going to be Hafiz who will be bowling, and he is a very capable spinner as well. Advice, also add the runs scored by them as well, like last ball 2 runs as well. Says Arjun is going to be hit away to the leg side, but Jimmy Nisham hits a wicket, and he is out now. And that is very unfortunate for Jimmy Nisham because he is going to be on his way. He was promoted up the order just a little bit there, but it does now mean that he is going to be out. And then do they bring in Devon Conway perhaps? And also we have got their no in the chat as well. Not what the Blackcaps supporters would have been wanting to see for New Zealand, is the fact that Jimmy Nisham once again didn't really look like he well and truly struck that one too well. It did end up going deep as well. And also we have the Arjit, no spamming please. And thank you as well, says Katie Dixon there in the chat. But then Pakistan at the moment, they are well and truly hyped up. That is going to be, unfortunately, Jimmy Nisham on his way. We have got there, think we have lost, says Michaela. It's very early on in the game though, but it's not looking good for us at the moment because of the fact current run rate 6.11 is not enough to be able to win a game up against Pakistan. They are sending Devon Conway out to the crease now. We have to wait and see exactly how he does go. Glenn Phillips, Tim Seifert as well are still 2 options that the Blackcaps will be able to use in the later stages of their innings, but they don't want to lose too many more wickets in a hurry. Yeah, we have got their Nisham has gone with the George emoji from Sebastian. It's not looking too good, but that's the thing. As long as Kane Williamson is still there at the end, we will have to wait and see whether or not they can get themselves a decent total. Spam, spam, spam. Wonderful spam as well, says Bell there. At this stage, Hafiz, very first ball of his spell, being able to pick up a wicket here. And damn, I'm behind you in the game, says Bell as well. We are actually watching it on something that is a little bit further ahead. And the reason behind that is because for this scoreboard, it's actually ahead of Sky Go. So I am watching it through, I'm actually watching it on the TAB, believe it or not, because of the fact it kind of seems bad that the TAB's coverage is actually ahead of Sky's for Sky Go. So I have been going with that as well, and it has been working a lot better in that regard in terms of being just that little bit more ahead. But Kane Williamson at the moment, 9 runs off 14 balls. Devon Conway making his way to the crease now. No runs off no balls. He hasn't faced one yet, but he's going to need some runs here for them because Phillips is going to be going in at 6. And then they have also got a couple other options as well, the likes of a Tim Seifert or maybe Mitch Santner might need the big innings that people have been waiting to see from him. They are showing Daryl Mitchell and also Guptill both got off to a decent start. But then from there, it did mean that both of them lost their wickets. Guptill in the end out 17 runs off 20 balls, and it was Harris Ralph who was able to bowl it as well. I'm on Sky Sports on Now TV as well, says Bell. So I assume that would be very similar to Sky Go in that regard for the kind of delay that I used to have, because I believe looking through, I think I'm about 20 seconds ahead by watching it through the TAB rather than watching it through Sky Go. IPL has hurt New Zealand with departure of Lockie Ferguson. That's why I don't like IPL cricket. It takes away players as well. Yeah, I believe he has ended up in this situation of, unfortunately, with another injury. I think they said a calf strain or some sort of strain in the leg, which does not sound too good for the man at this stage. But it is going to be Hafiz who will be once again bowling and it will be the new man who will be getting the opportunity. Oh, sorry, Kane Williamson actually on strike while this one. Streaming is always behind, though. As I says, Bell, yeah, they seem to be about 30 or 40 seconds on Sky Go behind everyone else. But in at 5, it's actually going to be Devon Conway who will be getting the opportunity. And he is one of those batsmen that if he can find himself a few early balls faced, get maybe 1 or 2 boundaries in the first 10 balls, he could go on to get 50, but he will need to because New Zealand really needs some runs coming at some stage soon. But Kane Williamson now facing Hafiz. It's well bowled. It's going to be cut away by Kane Williamson, finding a bit of a gap, and they are looking like they're going to be running at least 2 here. Able to cut it off, and it is just kept to the 2. Well fielded in the deep by Pakistan. I'll be right back. Need a pause as well. Says Katie Dixon there, and also White. Devon Conway don't open. Here's a world-class opener. Why Mitchell as well. Says Coding. They seem to end up going with Mitchell more often than not, and I'm not too sure what the reasoning is behind it, but they did start off with a very decent partnership, him and Guptill, but then unfortunately both of them kind of going out at around that 20 runs or so. Or Kane Williamson thinking about going for the single, not quite able to, and Hafiz at the moment keeping the pressure on the New Zealand batsman, but Jimmy Neesham just trying to hit it away to the leg side, ended up only really getting half of it, and because of it, it was taken in the deep by Pakistan as well. But Devon Conway, hopefully, with the amount of time that he has got here to be able to kind of get himself set, he will be able to get a decent total on the board as well. Williamson once again on strike, 3 balls into the 9th over. Hit to the leg side, down to long on just for the single once again. The score predictor at this stage, 156 is what they are predicting, which I believe is not too far off at all. What someone in the chat was predicting earlier on, and also we've got there, get me 1 2, please, Katie. Milk, 1 sugar, and a Jaffa cake, please, as well, says Bull. Oh, a Jaffa cake. I haven't had a Jaffa cake in ages, but now I really want a Jaffa cake, but we don't have any in the house, sadly. I believe the closest thing we've got to a Jaffa cake is a Fanta, because of the fact that it is has got that orange, but that's about it. We've actually got real oranges as well, so maybe that's closer to a Jaffa cake, I guess. Oh, yeah, now I really want food, but now it is going to be whipped away to the leg side. Just the single for Conway, but he has been able to get himself off the mark. Favorite Jaffa cake, mine is the orange filling, or mine's with orange filling, and I said 152 and sticking with it as well, says Bell. And I feel like you're not going to be a mile off here for the amount that they will be able to get for this one. But anyone who was wondering about the fixtures that are coming up very soon, we've got quite a few good matches. The likes of England taking on Bangladesh will be a very good fixture tomorrow night at 11 p.m. And hopefully we will be able to do that live stream on the channel as well. And Hussein said, what's up, lads, as well? Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see you for this fixture. Hafiz, great first over, 1 wicket, 4 runs as well. And all mine is blueberry flavor as well, says Bell there. But yeah, I will mention if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe because we are going to be covering plenty more of the Cricket World Cup. And it is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing to us at this stage. It seems like more than likely, Devon Conway could be one of the keys here for the Blackcaps in their batting lineup. I'm wondering whether or not, although it's a tricky one because they have still got Glenn Phillips and Tim Seifert who can both hit a quick 100, or not a quick 100 in this situation, but also hit a quick 50 if they need to. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But the last 5 overs, New Zealand have only got themselves 24 runs, 3 wickets lost, 1-4, 1-6 as well. And Raspberry is decent as well, says Sebastian. Also, we have got they usually pick it up in the last 2 overs as well, says Bull. But yeah, they're going to have to do it in the last 10 of this match if they do want a chance of it being able to get a decent total. I feel like they still need to aim at almost, I want to say they need to aim at about 9 and over or so for the kind of the next 10 overs. Try and get themselves up to that 150 at least here. But Shadab, it's a reverse sweep from Devon Conway, but straight to the man. And it will be the dot ball once again. Just don't try those awful European Jaffa cakes because they give you the squits as well, says Bell. And also we have got these 60 runs after 10. The George emoji, Kane will have to start swinging hard from now on. And yeah, but they can't afford a lost wicket here, as well as the scary thing for the Blackcaps. Is if they end up losing 1 or 2 more wickets, they are going to be in a bit of bother. But now it's going to be Shadav whipped away to the leg side by Conway. Down to short fine leg for the single. At this stage, they have dropped for the first time in the kind of little while. They have dropped to less than going at 6 and over, which is very concerning for the Blackcaps if they do want to find themselves a win in their first fixture of the T20 World Cup. I did mention earlier on that the only side to have ever beaten the Blackcaps in an opening round is no one, because they have not lost their opening fixture of a Cricket World Cup for the T20 format, and they will not be wanting to start now. But Pakistan seem to have other plans here. Shadab once again well bowled. And that's going to be spinning away from Williamson, not quite able to get the bat onto it. And at this stage, it seems like a spinner's surface here. It's a very nice leg spin delivery, getting plenty of spin on it as well. Wasn't sure whether or not it was coming back in or going away there, Williamson. So he ended up just putting the bat there, hoping that it would hit it. It did end up spinning away now. Williamson with the sweep shot. Going straight into the hands of the man at deep square leg. And once again, going to be the single Conway back on the strike. Yeah, 150 is definitely minimum here for New Zealand if they want any chance of being able to win against Pakistan. And tell you what, Pakistan, what a win that they have for their first fixture of the T20 World Cup. As we can see here, as it is sitting Afghanistan. Look at that. Net run rate, 6.5 they are sitting on, which is absolutely huge for a T20 format. And then also Pakistan sitting in second. They were able to get that big win over India, who are sitting in fifth at the moment, but they will definitely start climbing over the next couple of games that they have got themselves. And it is kind of the situation. If Pakistan win this game, the semi-final, one of the spots I feel was theirs because of the fact they will only have Namibia and also Scotland, Afghanistan as their three left. That's a big sweep shot attempt from Devon Conway, rushing through for the single. And they are looking for the overthrow as well. Did they get there? Not quite, I don't believe. But yeah, at this stage, does mean that Pakistan will be going through. India and also New Zealand, but then also maybe Afghanistan would be fighting for that other spot in the semi-final. For anyone who doesn't know, it was actually the West Indies losing to South Africa in the fixture that did take place just before this one. So at the moment, it is England sitting in the top because of that big win that they did have over the West Indies, then Sri Lanka, then Australia, South Africa, and then the two sides who have not been able to get themselves a win yet, Bangladesh and the West Indies. And the West Indies, they are actually defending champs in this format, so they will be hopefully finding their way up a little bit further in the order than sixth. But I don't believe from here they are actually able to qualify for the semi-finals, unless, of course, everyone else was losing their games. Oh, Kane Williamson tried to do a little bit of a hurdle over the ball there, but didn't quite end up working out for him. But Conway at this stage, 2 runs off 6 balls for that man. And also, nice commentary, brother. I am subscribing to your channel. I would like to listen to your commentary at time of India versus New Zealand match as well. Keep it up. Your channel subscriber going in millions very fast as well. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated the amount of support that we have had on these live streams. And yeah, that game is only a few days away as well for India versus the Blackcaps. We will show it here. These are the next fixtures. It is going to be in 5 days that game is going to be taking place, and it should be a very, very exciting one. We will be covering it on the channel alongside all of these other fixtures for the Blackcaps as well. But at this stage, last 3.2 overs, 2 wickets lost for the Blackcaps and 16 runs gained for them as well. So they really need to find a way of keeping the strike rate ticking over. But Pakistan are bowling a near perfect game because of the fact they just aren't giving too many loose balls away for them to be able to hit it. Reverse sweep there from Kane Williamson. And he's been given out as well. He's reviewing it though, because of the fact that I assume he thinks that he has hit this one, because he did review it pretty much straight away as well. Much appreciated. Says Sebastian there, and also talking about Jaffa Cakes as well. These are so those are so good, and so are Jamie Dodgers as well. Says Katie Dixon. Also, I'll say England and Australia from Group A, and India and Pakistan from Group B. Hopefully, I'm wrong with the Group B prediction as well. Says Sebastian. Although to be fair, from what we saw in the opening 2 fixtures of the warm-up games, I don't know whether or not New Zealand have got that fight that they need. I think it hit the glove of Kane Williamson. So I believe if it did hit the glove, that will be not out and he will still be at the crease. And that is something that they need to make sure that that glove is hit it there for Kane Williamson, because or else then that is once again another set batsman here for New Zealand dismissed. He is just asking the question. We're just going to look at the replay one more time. Watching it roll through, there were 2 noises. The first of which was actually, when I looked at it in slow motion there, I believe it did hit the glove. So that will be not out for Kane Williamson. We are just looking. There it is. There is a bit of contact. And also we have got there, is this Williamson review? It is indeed. So he has gone up straight away. So he did feel it hit the glove, obviously. And then from there, it is going to be not out more than likely. You know, there aren't any Americans here because they have no idea what a Jaffa Cake is as well. Says Bell, Katie Dixon is actually from America, believe it or not. And also, we have that's why Americans are always so angry as well. Says Bell, at this stage now, it will be Still at the crease for Kane Williamson, and now he's looking like he's decided, you know what, I might start ramping it up, and he has been able to get it out mid-wicket way for the boundary there for Kane Williamson. Handing it to the boundary as well, and also we have got their Pakistan is gone as well. And also me, I'm American as well, says Katie Dixon there, you'd be surprised, mate, from Sebastian. But yeah, Kane Williamson, it kind of seemed like at this stage, a little bit of frustration from the captain of New Zealand. He's decided, you know what, I might as well just go out here and try and up this run rate myself and try and really put the back foot on the bowlers, because at the end of the day, he's advancing there, Kane Williamson, but he's only done it with one hand. It's gone straight into the air, but it's gone straight to the boundary, all the way for 6. It didn't look like he struck it that well, Kane Williamson. And then from there, it just kept on going for the man. It is the second 6 as well for the Blackcaps. Yeah, I used to live in the Lake District as well. Woo, from it was in the chat. Also, we have there G'day all from David. Welcome into the live stream at the moment. Kane Williamson has gone boundary after boundary for this one as well. Kane, 6 from Kane as well, says Sebastian, and 10 out of 10. I'm an American who has lived with the Brits, and I miss it very much as well, says Katie Dixon there. I don't believe you, Katie, unless you are from New England as well. It's going to be a reverse sweep from Kane Williamson there. And he is going to have the strike for the next over as well. But a good finish to the 12th over there for the Blackcaps. 75 for 3 now. Kane Williamson, he ended up, he just swung through it. I don't know how far the boundary is down the ground, but he literally hit that with one hand as well. We have got there, bro, that sounded like he was going to get caught. My heart plugged as well, says Michaela. Yeah, it didn't look good at one stage. I didn't think the way that he hit it, it looked like he didn't get any of it, but it just kept on going, went all the way to the 6. And Kane Williamson now sitting on 24 runs of 24 balls as well for that man. And also we've got there, promise I'm American as well, says Katie Dixon there. And the chat, but at this stage, Kane Williamson sitting on a decent total for himself here. And we will have to wait and see whether or not they will be able to push their way towards that 150 that we were thinking that they would be able to for this match. New Zealand at this stage, it is going to be once again Shadab running in a little bit of the spinner going and just dabbled down to third man. 2 6s in a row and no hang on. It's just a streaming delay as well, says Bell there. And yeah, he was able to go 4 runs, then 6 runs was what he was able to get himself for that one, Kane Williamson, but looking decent in the early stages as well. He's almost taken that TMO or the DRS system. He decided that he would just go for it and see how many runs he can get himself. And now Conway on strike, reverse sweep from that man, straight to the man at deep third man though, sorry, I should say. And also I want to tell them they are dealing with Williamson, not Coley as well. And also, well, hey, buddy, or hey, howdy, hey, mate. How you doing as well, says Katie Dixon there, and hello, buddy, from David as well. Hope you are doing well, mate. It is currently 4 a.m. here in New Zealand, so hopefully you are enjoying the cricket that we have been able to see so far. Whipped away to the league side, out mid-wicket way. They are charging in here, trying to stop the 2. Good running there from Devon Conway, though, to be able to get through. And now at this stage, Kane Williamson sitting on 25 from 25. And the thing is, he was able to get himself 2 boundaries in a row, 10 runs from just the 2 balls. So it shows how far behind he was in terms of keeping that strike rate ticking over. But then from there, Conway at the moment sitting on 3 from 7. 1 boundary for him, though. We'll put him right there. Which NFL team plays in San Diego, Katie, as well? So he is now starting the quiz by the looks of it. But that one's gone through the hands of Pakistan. And it goes to the boundary. Devon Conway getting that boundary there, and that should not have been one. Little bit of a misfield in the deep. And it does now mean that New Zealand are gifted a few more. And 4 in the chat as well. Yeah, not ideal for Pakistan. Shadab will not be a happy man at the moment. Unfortunately, I believe it was Asif who just wasn't quite able to hang on to that one. Conway with the sweep shot. They were going to be able to keep it to a single, but it missed the fingers and ended up just going straight through. And also we have got there, Katie has to take an American test now as well, says Sebastian. Also we have got there, I don't know. I don't watch much NFL, mate, says Katie Dixon there. And also busted, says Bell. She is indeed American, though. At this stage, a sweep shot from Devon Conway. That one's fine to the boundary, and now he has sped up the run rate as well. So now at this stage, the Blackcaps going with 2 good shots in a row for Devon Conway. Also 2 shots in a row for Kane Williamson. And the last 12 balls, 24 runs here for the Blackcaps. So they have decided that they really need to start speeding up as well. I love how I'm being tested on Americana with football stuff. There is more to the USA than sports as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got there as the Chargers, by the way. You probably didn't hear of them because they are bad, says Sebastian. And also the 4 in the chat as well. It's a reverse sweep. And Devon Conway finds the boundary once again, and that is a brilliant over there for the Blackcaps. That ends the 13th, and that means that New Zealand have been able to get themselves 15 runs off just that over as well. Another one in the chat. And do let me know what you would like me to call you as well in the chat, mate, because of the fact that I'm not too sure how to pronounce your username on YouTube. So do let me know if you have got a name that you would like me to call you as well. And Chargers, I thought they were back in LA as well. Says Katie Dixon at the stage now. Devon Conway getting himself some electrolytes, firing himself up for this one as well. And we also got the Buster too. San Diego doesn't have an NFL team anymore, says Bell in the chat. And also we've got I think that the Rams are in LA, says Sebastian. But at this stage now, New Zealand, they had a couple quiet overs when it was the 7th, the 8th, and also the 11th. But from here, they've been able to have 2 massive overs, almost their 2 biggest overs of the day, other than the 5th over where they were able to score quite a few at the same time. But their run rate's gone right up to 6.92 here for the Blackcaps. And they're trying to give themselves just that little bit of a chance as well. I think LA has like 16 teams as well, says Katie Dixon. It will be Hassan. He went for 15 runs off his first over. We have got there 150 as a defendable total, right? Says Michael. I feel like scoreboard pressure can do weird things to a chasing side. Pakistan, they did bat first up against India. Oh, sorry, no, they didn't. They actually chased down India as well. So it is going to be interesting to see. Oh, yes, no. Is Williamson safe? Or has he just been run out there? That was quick thinking from the bowler. Williamson keeps on trying to get himself deep, keeping that strike rate ticking over. Is this going to be the wicket? Could it be? Indeed, we have got there. Nothing to bust here. I admit I'm not American as well, Sebastian. Also, by the way, my name is pronounced B-A-L. Kane Williamson is gone. That is going to be the run out. Great work from Hassan Ali. And Williamson now going to be on his way. And that is going to be the 4th wicket for the Blackcaps. It's a run out. And Kane Williamson is out of there. So it's B-A-L. As well. So it's actually just BAL rather than putting it together. Williamson gone. No, as well in the chat. Yeah, he is going to be on his way as well. Do you know Rugby Ascendant? Says Johan. Only from someone mentioning him on another live stream that I did actually find out about him. He is American, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Johan. And also we've got there, oh, that's not good, says Michaela. And also no, Kane with the George emoji there. But now it does mean that Devon Conway has got to go on to try and top score for the Blackcaps here. And he probably needs to try and get himself to 50. So Kane Williamson, he was still trying to keep that one ticking over the run out. He will not be happy with it, though. But the running for the Blackcaps in this one, there's been a lot of yes, no, and also quite a bit of kind of sending each other back as well. New Zealand look like they're in trouble here. And yep, he's American as well, says it, Johan. Hopefully this cable will stop tangling itself as well. And we have got there, they do look to be in trouble as well, says Michaela. The question is, are you going to consider going to bed so you can get yourself a couple more hours of sleep before heading to school, or are you going to stay up for this one? But let's think positive and think we will win as well. And oh no, it's looking tough going for the Blackcaps as well with the run rate like that as well, says David. Yeah, pretty much Glenn Phillips needs to go out there, probably face about 3 balls and then really just strike the ball hard and try and get himself all the way to the boundary multiple times. A quick 30 here for him would be very impressive. But that's going to be a dot ball well bowled by Hassan as well. And if New Zealand lose are they out of the championship as well, says username? Not quite. It does just mean that they are going to be going in between India and New Zealand will be the 2 sides that will end up kind of contesting for that 2nd place position in the semi-final as well. And also we have got the arm staying up as well, says Michaela. So the commitment is certainly there at the moment for the Blackcaps. Hopefully they will be able to deliver for you as well. It's like the hunt for the will of people as well. It says BAL there. Oh, little bit high. They are calling for the run, and I believe there was a little bit of a yes-no once again here for the Blackcaps. So they're really struggling to get the calls right at the moment on this pitch. I am noticing it seems like everyone's trying to run out everyone at this stage. I love that movie so much as well, says Katie Dixon there. That was very well done from Hassan Ali to be able to get that wicket. And he had a little bit of the fist pump as well. He knows how big of a wicket that is for them. Just a little bit high for that LBW shout, I believe, of Glenn Phillips. So they were able to run through for the quick single. It's another yawn, I should say. Another yawn is the letters that I was looking for there as well. But at this stage now, Phillips once again is going to be on strike. 0 from 2 at the moment for that man. And also, I get that Ricky Baker song stuck in my head at least once a week as well. There's Katie Dixon. Almost a French cut there out to square leg. Just the single. And once again, well bowled by Hassan. Just the 1 wicket and also the 1 run from this over so far But yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People is a very good movie. A Kiwi classic, I guess you could call it as well. In that regard, I think I actually remember going to the movie theatre to watch it, which I really do because of the fact that our movie theatre here in Waimea, we haven't really got a big one. And we also get movies about 3 months late. So because of that, you've got to go up kind of half an hour up the road. Unfortunate dismissal as well. But we know Kiwi managed to set healthy target as well there. And also, if the Kiwis could bowl out Assam and Rizwan in the first 6 overs somehow, there'll be a chance. Very, very tough though, mate, says Sebastian. Yeah, it's looking, I believe, actually, while we are at it, once we have the end of this over with the 2 more deliveries, we'll see what the win percentages are sitting at the moment. Cinematic masterpiece as well, says Katie Dixon there. Going to be Conway on strike, sending the ball hard. That one is going to be hit down to third man, fine leg, just for the single there for Devon Conway. And I believe it is going to be a leg bye for that one as well. So Hassan's first over, it went for 15. This next over is only gone for the 2 runs so far. And also, oh no, he's no-balled again. It's a free hit for the Blackcaps, I should say. Unfortunately, Hassan Ali was almost getting out of this over without too many issues. Just overstepping the mark. You can't afford to be doing that. Definitely not when you have got all of the pressure on the batsman. But now Glenn Phillips, he will get an opportunity to just try and strike this ball as hard as he can and hope for the best. Get it to the boundary, perhaps. A boundary here would be absolute gold dust for the Blackcaps. And also free hit. Swing it to the sun as well, says Sebastian there. At this stage, they've got 2 men out on the deep, on square leg side, and also 1 out on the offside, and then 2 straight down the ground, wide deep as well. Hassan Ali bowls in, and Phillips strikes it well, and it is going straight to the man out of the boundary just for the single, down to square leg. But it's an extra run, or an extra 2 runs, I guess you could say, for New Zealand in this fixture. But the free hits this match, they've already had 2, but off those 2, they have only had 2 runs conceded, which has it's been terrible. Imagine if the free hit rule existed in boxing or MMA. Tell you what, that would be lethal. Having the opportunity to, that's the thing. Yeah, I can't even imagine it. You'd be standing there and you'd just try and tense your mouth and also your chin and everything in between because of the fact that you wouldn't want to get struck too hard. That's just going to be the single to close out the 14th over. And now at this stage, 95 runs for 4. You made me yawn as well, says Michaela. I do apologize in advance. Of course, we are sitting quite late in the New Zealand at the moment, and also watching cricket with my friends. New Zealand batting now, but not very good. Will they collapse very soon? As I says, BAL. Will they collapse very soon? I feel like at this stage, I don't want to jinx it, but 4 wickets down, I think they shouldn't get bowled out. But it's just a case of how many runs they can get. New Zealand, 39% chance of winning. That's actually higher than I expected it to be for this fixture. But I guess they are deciding that maybe it's just a hard surface to bat on. That maybe they won't be able to get themselves a huge amount of runs. But we do see Harris Ralph. He is about to be stemming and was able to pick up the massive wicket of Martin Gupta as well. That's my haiku as well, says BAL. And also we have got their bolt bowling is also a tight nut bolt of Pakistan's batter as well in the chat. And also must be hard, mate. At least we are almost done with New Zealand as well, says Michael. Yeah, I feel like it is just one of those ones that no matter how many late night live streams, no matter how many late night live streams you do, sometimes 4 a.m. still feels like 4 a.m. And I feel like that it's one of those days today as well. But we will be making it straight through, and then we will be getting up tomorrow for some more T20 action that we have got coming up on the channel. I will quickly find myself in terms of what matches are going to be taking place. It's England versus Bangladesh as the game taking place at 11 p.m. We may be ending up covering that game on the channel, hopefully. But now Harris Ralph steaming in, and he is certainly able to get himself plenty of speed as well. 125 the slow ball, though, from Harris Ralph there, and it is just going to be the single. And Devon Conway just asking the question to Harris Ralph. I wonder what those 2 are talking about. Devon Conway seems to love a chat while he is at the crease. He also keeps a little bit, and he does always end up chatting to the batsman while it is going on as well. But yeah, England versus Bangladesh tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Then we've also got Australia versus Sri Lanka. That is going to be on Friday at 3 a.m. That's a late night one. And then also West Indies, Bangladesh at 11 p.m. on Friday. We might consider doing on the channel as well, balancing it around the international fixtures of rugby that we have got ourselves, because we have also got something big coming up this weekend. Halloween is going to be upon us, and for that match between the All Blacks and Tonga, we're going to have a special live stream plan where we will have something Halloween based for you guys in the chat as well. And also there might be some sort of costume involved in that one as well, so be sure to check that one out. Advancing down the wicket there for Phillips. That is very brave to do to Harris Ralph. Just going to be the single once again. I have got the pumpkin emojis from Katie Dixon there as well. But yeah, it should be very exciting to see how it goes. But that is going to be at, I believe we're starting our live stream at 5:15 a.m. or so. They are just showing Umar goal against New Zealand in 2009. 5 wickets, 6 runs off their man's bowling, which is just absolutely incredible. We also saw a 5 for last night for Afghanistan. It was Majib who was able to get himself one. Conway's most probably swearing his head off, as well, says David. And also we have the ghost emojis from Katie Dixon. Once again, Conway going to be hitting the single, running hard, trying to get themselves the 2. Decides against it. It's a mix-up. Just get him back there. Was Glenn Phillips, and he has given the thumbs up there for Devon Conway, saying that was a good call, mate. But running between the wickets seems to be something that the Blackcaps are really struggling with. Spooky season is here, y'all, as well, says Katie Dixon. And that's the thing. Soon as we get past the spooky season, as I guess it is called, then we are into almost Christmas time. We're only 2 months away from Christmas, which feels weird because of the fact that Christmas feels like it was only a couple months ago or so. And also we've got there the bat, the pumpkin of the ball emoji, and also the ghost from Katie Dixon there as well. 98 runs here for the Blackcaps. They are sitting on at this stage. It's going to be once again another single, trying to keep that strike rate ticking over, but they are going to need a few more runs. They need at least 140 here into this fixture if they want any chance of beating Pakistan, who were able to beat India comfortably in their fixture. They were able to chase down the total that they needed. Babar Azam, and also it was Muhammad Rizwan. Neither of those men ended up going out in the very early stages or at all in that fixture. Certainly helped them out as well. Thanksgiving is first. Just New Zealand doesn't really celebrate Thanksgiving as well, says Michaela. And also we have got there bugger off with the Halloween stuff as well, says Bell. But yeah, pretty much it's going to be interesting. The first time that we are going to be doing a kind of live stream on Halloween as well. We've also got there, Ben has said, you're a man, I'm going back to sleep as well. And there, yeah, it is certainly a late night here in New Zealand. 4:15 at the moment. It's just going to be the single run once again. Good throw from the deep. And once again, Pakistan building up the pressure on the Blackcaps here. 5 singles so far off this over. Just the 1 ball to go. Harris Ralph only going for 11 runs off his first 11 balls of his over as well, or of his spell. I should say. It's got their Thanksgiving too. In the USA, lots of pumpkin pie, as I said, Scotty Dixon. Also, their screening of the original Halloween film in my local cinema on that night. I think I'll go as well, says David. It should be an interesting one to be able to get to see. I don't think we have Halloween movies here at our small town, but I believe maybe up the road they would do something along those lines as well. I think you're tired and sleepy. You can invite one friend from your company so you can take a break by one talk as well. Hats off for your continued commentary. Take a drink break, man, as well. Yeah, I think it is just the lights. Because for anyone who doesn't know, pretty much for the green screen to be able to work to a decent effect, you need quite a bit of lighting on it as well. So pretty much I have got, tell you what, we will try something here. We'll see whether or not it works. At the moment, 15 overs down, 100 runs for 4. But pretty much if I turn off this light, then all of a sudden, as you can see, that starts to kind of glitch out just a little bit more. So pretty much the way that I've got it is so that it can be bright enough. It does end up that I've pretty much got to have all of my lights on, which does mean that the yawning kind of kicks in more than it normally would. But this is what it looks like without the lights on. So I guess it kind of shows that it does make quite a big difference. Are you from the north or the south, or do you not want to say as well? Says Michaela, I am from the South Island of New Zealand. Geez, that looks scary when it does try and adjust the lighting. But pretty much that is why it ends up being so bright. And I feel like it's not so much with the fact that I'm tired. It's just because of the fact that it's just right there with kind of the lighting as well. We have got there, that's Thanksgiving buddy as well. Says David there, and also we have got the heck yes Halloween stream. Can't wait how much as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got the Lucky, says Katie Dixon. Also squeeze some lemon juice into your ice sandwich. That always does the trick for me as well. And yep, you sure are American as well, says BAL. Worked away down to long on. Once again, another single. Conway sitting on 22 runs at this stage. I believe Kane Williamson got 25, so he is only a couple runs off being able to be the leading run scorer for New Zealand in this fixture. South is the best. I'm from the South too as well, says Michaela. What region of the South are you from, Michaela? Are you from kind of, I guess, the deep South down in the Otago region, or are you kind of more north or middle? Because myself, I am kind of smack bang in the middle of the country kind of thing. I watched Copa America final between Argentina and Brazil, 2 a.m. South Africa time, as well as both men and women marathon at Tokyo Olympics, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. That's a good shot down the ground. Just the single, though, for the Blackcaps once again. Stable your balls to the desk, mate. That'll keep you awake, says BAL. I feel like that's some very good advice right there as well on top. As I said, Michaela there, and also we have got there, it's on the third Thursday of every month. So the date changes this year. It's on November 25th as well, says Katie Dixon. At this stage, they are just showing that. Oh, I believe a stat that they've just made. They just said that India at this stage were also sitting on 100 runs at this stage in their game up against Pakistan. So that is not looking good for New Zealand, unless, of course, they can keep on speeding it up. It is just going to be the single once again, though. Very good bowling from Pakistan. They're just finding the right areas that haven't been able to get them too many boundaries. Tasman region, Nelson maybe as well, says Sebastian there. Now this stage, Conway, 23 off 19 is what he is sitting on, and it is going to be Phillips on strike now for them as well. Third Thursday of every month, or of every November's. Sorry, my brain is lost. There's Katie Dixon there. The stage now running in once again. It will be Hassan Ali. It's a good Yorker. It is going to be just the dot ball once again for the Blackcaps. They haven't been able to hit a boundary in a little while now, and they do need to change that very soon. Hassan Ali, though, hasn't been able to pick himself up a wicket yet, but he was able to get that big run out of Kane Williamson. Busted again. You crazy Brit as well, says BAL. And there. I think they are just discussing the fact that maybe the Blackcaps' middles of their bats are a little bit too high here. Doesn't really bounce up too much. It's going to be put away to the leg side by Conway, looking for the 2. Harris Ralph will be throwing it in, and it has just kept to the 1 once again there. Well fielded. Low have that problem often. I don't think New Zealand will get past 130. Yeah, they are struggling at the moment. Went straight through the legs of the Pakistan fielders. They've had a few ups and a few more downs, unfortunately, in this game as well with the missed fields. You would think maybe those extra runs would help New Zealand out, but they still don't have that total that I feel that they will need to be able to win this game at the moment. Pakistan's still the favourites to be able to win this fixture as well. My brain says one thing, but my mouth and fingers do something else as well, says Katie Dixon there. Going to be hit to the leg side by Conway. Or sorry, not Conway. It was actually Phillips. They will get 2 this time. But once again, well bowled. 7 off the over for Hassan Ali. And now 16 overs down, 107 for the Blackcaps. 4 wickets down as well. And we always got there. I said the same thing, but the jury didn't trust me as well, says Sebastian there. I am going to try something. How dark does this make it? It's a little bit darker. We will go like this, and we will try and about there. We'll go somewhere like that, because I have noticed that because that light, the light is there, the chat is there. So it's right next to each other. So I'm assuming that is why I do end up kind of getting a little bit sleepier as well. That sounded way dirtier than I wanted it to sound as well, says Katie Dixon there. I've just had a thought. I can get strategic with this. Very strategic. One moment, while we are waiting for this next over to start, I feel like I could get smart in this regard. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing on the channel. Tell you what, I think I have just worked something out, because of the fact that I have now decided to put the chat right next to the game. That's quite smart. I should have done that a wee while ago, but now at this stage, I can actually see the game and the chat over there rather than the chat over here, although it does mean that I won't be looking at the camera, which I feel like is something that's a little bit of a downfall. So I will look there rather than over there at the light as well. But now at this stage, it is going to be Devon Conway will be on strike. Sheena Freddie running into bowl his 3rd over. It's going to be whipped away to the leg side by Conway, and it looks like they are going to be trying to run 2 as well. Just getting the single, though, and at that one. Now, at this stage, we have got there. That sounded way dirtier than I wanted it to sound as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, I said the same thing, but the jury didn't trust me. And for that one, my brain says one thing, but my mouth and my fingers do something else as well, says Katie. And also, we have got the You're a Genius, Samish, as well there from Katie Dixon, although it isn't updating the chat yet. There we go. Now it is doing it as well. We have got their strategy, and also we have got their didn't I see you at Spearmint Rhino as well, says BAL. But yeah, this stage, this will be very good because of the fact that hopefully it will mean that my brain won't be too kind of fried from looking straight at the light as well. But Freddie once again running in. It's not going anywhere there, and they are going to be running a quick single. And Freddie not able to pick it up clean. as well. It's called learning on the job, Hamish, as well, says David. It certainly is, mate. And it has been helping us out big time for this one, as long as, if I go like this now and go like this as well, there we go. Now we have got it so that the scoreboard will be continuing to update itself while we have going as well. But Sheehan Afridi just not quite able to take that one, unfortunately, for him. I mean, that it wasn't able to take it. Way to go, mate. New Zealand is proud of you as well. Says BAL. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, hopefully it does run smoothly throughout the rest of the live stream as well. But yeah, I'm certainly enjoying watching it when it is a little bit further ahead. And we have got hello as well from Ajed. Welcome back to the live stream at the moment. Pakistan doing very nicely to keep New Zealand not scoring too many runs. It's a full toss from Afridi, whipped away to the leg side down to fine leg. But once again, just the single. They need a boundary, and they need it very soon. Lads, do you remember me? I do indeed, but you were on the live stream just a little bit earlier on today as well. But yeah, at this stage, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes for the later stages. Welcome back, mate, as well, says Katie Dixon. But Sheehan Afridi bowled very well to Rohit Sharma being able to get up the wicket. And also today, our some subscriber definitely fix a date. Today, our some subscriber definitely fix a date as well in there. But yeah, at this stage, I'm hoping this will be the date that isn't remembered for the Blackcaps losing their first match of the T20 World Cup. They have never lost their opening fixture. They do not want to start now, that is for sure. Now at this stage, Sheehan Afridi, once again, it's going to be whipped away by Phillips. He hasn't been able to find the boundary, though. Once again, finding the man at deep square leg. And don't think so as well, says Michaela. And also, is 50 from 4 overs possible now with the run rate they have as well, says Michaela. I feel like, tell you what, if they can increase it soon here, the Blackcaps, they can push their way towards 150. I think 150 is bare minimum for them in this fixture due to the fact that Pakistan are going to be able to chase it down relatively comfortable as well. Also add the runs scored by them like last ball, 2 runs as well. Unfortunately, my live streaming software does not have that option at this stage, but hopefully I will be able to get it to work in the near future. It's going to be the French gut there. And it is once again just going to be the single. And it looks like Kieran is supporting Pakistan, just sitting just above the flag as well. Says Sebastian there. Once again, another single. So only 5 runs off this over. Once again, Pakistan are just not letting New Zealand get any runs on the board that they need as well. And true that, brother, as well. And remember me, says Arjit. I do indeed, mate. And now at this stage, it will be Sheehan Afridi bowling his final ball of the 3rd over of his spell. He's just not really giving away too many easy runs here for New Zealand. They almost need to start swinging because of the fact they've still got 6 wickets in hand. Conway swings, he hits it straight down the ground. It's hit hard as well. And that is going to be the first boundary in a very long time. But Phillips able to get it to the boundary there, now sitting 13 off 13 here. And the 4 in at the chat as well. But yeah, the stage 116 for 4 after the 17. They're doing decently here, the Blackcaps, to be able to get themselves their first boundary in a wee while, long time as well. In the chat, yeah, I swear it's been about 4 overs or so since they were able to get the last boundary. And it was probably Devon Conway from the misfield almost back when Williamson went out. But their run rate at the moment is 6.82. And they need to keep on increasing it. They need to find their way at least to 140. And then from there, they might be able to get their way towards that 150 as well. We have got, remember me, says Adrit. I do indeed, mate. You were here only a little while ago. It's a nice shot from Glenn Phillips down the ground, though, to be able to get that one as well. Conway once again getting the refreshments. I believe it would be relatively hot there. They are showing Kyle Jamieson. He will not be playing in this fixture for the match, so we will have to wait and see what he can do in the later games. Maybe he plays up against India in this one as well. You have been asked a few times now to stop spamming, please, as well, says Katie Dixon there. But yeah, this stage, Harris Ralph once again is going to be in a decent position. 1 for 11 off his 2 over so far. New Zealand should just smash it now, as I says Michaela. Yeah, they've almost got to. Conway, 27 off 23. He needs to start swinging. Phillips, 13 off 13, has got power. And using the pace of Harris Ralph here, Harris Ralph will be smart to go for a few slower balls. He didn't go for the slower ball. Conway has swung through, but he hasn't got all of it. And it's going to be taken. And Bubba Azam, the captain, able to get the wicket of Conway. The 5th wicket now for the Blackcaps, and Harris Ralph picking himself up another. Great start to the over for Harris Ralph. He has got the pace. I'm going to see exactly how quick this ball was going. Devon Conway tried to get hold of it, just didn't get it though. Unfortunately for him, 27 runs for him. And they are just going to quickly show. No, they didn't actually show what it was. Oh, I love spam. I love spam. I'm having spam eggs, chips, and spam as well. And then there, it was 130 Ks from Harris Ralph, so he didn't really put everything into it, and I feel like that helped him out a lot in that situation for Harris Ralph. But at the moment, the poll is 53% of you have said that Pakistan will be able to win this match. Tim Seifert should be able to get some runs, hopefully. As says Michaela, yeah, at this stage, we see all of the Blackcaps batsmen heading back to the changing room. We see a new man going out there, and we think, right, this is the guy who's got to really start getting some runs. But it hasn't really happened. They've always been consistent in terms of getting around that kind of 6 runs and over or so. And they really need to push it in this later stage, sitting on 116 for 5. And I feel like even if they lose this game, they need to make sure that they make it as hard as possible for Pakistan, because or else then the net run rate could be what costs them in the later stages. It is a fight between them and also it will be India in terms of who will make it to the other semi-final spot, or maybe Afghanistan might throw their name in there as well. Oh, I'm ahead of you now. As I says about BAL, so maybe, yeah, it is in this situation of somehow Sky has decided to catch itself a little bit further forward. But Tim Seifert now will be at the crease. The non-strikers in Phillips is on strike now. What can he do? That is the question. There are only a total of a few balls left. They have only got 2 overs, 5 balls, so they have sitting 17 balls left. If they can get 17 runs at bare minimum here for New Zealand, that would be ideal. Harris Ralph bowling it, and it's a dot ball, well bowled from Harris Ralph. And also we've got there, come on, Seifert. 3 4s and 2 6s as well. And that was 148 Ks from Harris Ralph. So that certainly shows that Devon Conway ball was a slower one. And it did use the pace beautifully. And it lands above Azam, who was able to take it comfortably. Few meters in from the boundary. And also Francis has said Blackcaps here. And at the moment, they certainly need a few more runs for themselves to be able to win this one. They can win the pitch as hard to bat on as well, says Uscart. And I'm wondering, have we had any other games played on this pitch, Uscart? Do let me know. Oh, Uscart? Uscat. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Do let me know, but that's going to be swung away by Phillips straight to the man. And it's another wicket for Harris Ralph. And he is fired up at the moment. And Phillips now is on his way as well. We have got there what in the chat from BAL. And also we have got there low and also gone, says Uscat. Uscat. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And once again, smash at hand. So straight to the man. Glenn Phillips now going to be on his way. 13 off 15. Just going to see exactly how quick this delivery was from Harris Ralph. I believe he banged it into the surface. And it was 127. So once again, the slower ball using the mix-up of pace very nicely here, Harris Ralph. And out says BAL as well. It was indeed, mate. And now at this stage, Glenn Phillips going to be on his way as well. Now at this stage, we are going to be quickly updating who is going to be at the crease. I believe it's going to be Mitchell Satner. Yes, it is. So they have still got Tim Southee as an option, but they need some runs. They need some runs here, the Blackcaps, if they want a chance of being able to win this one. Kiwis collapsing, says Brian Berry. They are indeed. They haven't really had that player who's really set themselves for a big total throughout this fixture so far. It has always been around, I believe the highest is Devon Conway with 27, then Kane Williamson 25, Gupta with about that 19 or so. Same with Daryl Mitchell, but no one's really been able to push on to that 30. Also 150 plus a good score, says Francis. Yeah, if they can somehow get themselves over the boundary a couple more times. Seifert and Satner, neither man facing a ball. Harris Ralph bowling some incredibly lethal delivery so far. And also we have got there, bro, what are you doing with my name as well? I feel like I am pronouncing it wrong. Unfortunately, do let me know how to pronounce it. Is it Uscat? Or Akshat? Hopefully I am pronouncing that. Do let me know how to pronounce it, and hopefully I will be able to get it right as well. Hamish says yawning is affecting New Zealand now as well, says Ball. It is going to be whipped away to mid-wicket way. They have called for 2, and they are going to be getting back there for the 2. But very nicely done by Harris Ralph there as well. And don't think they will get 150, as well, says Michaela. At this stage, it is a very tough position for New Zealand to be in. Harris Ralph just bowling very well with the pace. And they do not have an out-and-out pace bowler, I don't believe, for the Blackcaps in this one. They don't have Lockie Ferguson due to injury, and I feel like he would have been really enjoying the surface here. But it does just mean that Ish Sodhi, for his leg spin deliveries, and also probably Satner, will also have to kind of end up having a decent performance. That's going to be another dot ball, and brilliantly bowled by Harris Ralph. You can hear the crowd getting behind him at this stage. As he is doing very, very nicely indeed. We got backing so good. Oh, sorry, we got backing so go for a good score to have a chance as well, says Francis. And also we have got there, just remember my name as well. And also we have got there, Akshat. Is it Akshat? Do let me know. Hopefully that is correct. But is it Akshat? Do let me know. Pakistan takes revenge tonight. Pakistan, envy former player, talking about New Zealand as an enemy number 2 as well. And yeah, at the moment they are playing like a side who are definitely qualifying for the semi-final. Pakistan, the way that they are going, Harris Ralph once again steaming in, and it is just going to be the single here once again. 119 for 6, 18 overs down. And at this one, 12 balls to go for the Blackcaps, and they need at least 130 here, if not 140, to give them just a little bit of a chance. At this stage, I'm wondering, Babar Azam, and also it will be opening the batting, more than likely Mohammad Rizwan, 2 men who can hit a ball exceptionally well when they do get the opportunity to. And they will both be hoping to do it in this fixture up against the Blackcaps as well. But I will mention, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe, because we are going to be back with more T20 action, including the game that is going to be taking place, which will be between New Zealand, and also it will be between India as well. And that is in 5 days' time. Update the scoreboard, as well, says Brian. Hopefully it has done it by itself, possibly. Hopefully, yes. It has just updated to the 18 as well. And also we have got there, have hit Blackcaps as well. A couple of wicket spare as well, says Francis. And also, if Pakistan wins, the final is planning an invasion as well, says BAO. And also, we have got their stop spamming from it is Akshat as well. And also, we have got, I keep looking at the scoreboard, but I'm so lost as to what I am looking at. There are so many numbers and abbreviations that as well. Bowled by Shian Afridi. Once again, a dot ball for Pakistan at this stage. There are only 11 balls left in this game for the Blackcaps. With their batting, they're going to have to bowl well. They are showing out Hassan Ali. He had a very good start in terms of being able to get that big run out of Kane Williamson. Actually went for 15 runs off his very first over. But then from there, still able to find his way onto the run-out sheet, which is something that New Zealand have looked a little bit risky in this regard for. Katie looks like, look at the 119 for 6 as well. Says Michaela there, that is going to be well bowled by Shian Afridi, asking the question of LBW. Standing outside leg stump, they are saying here as well. Are they going to go upstairs? No, they have decided against it as well. We also got there 119 runs scored by New Zealand, 6 wickets by Pakistan as well. And current run rate is, CR is current run rate, and 32 from 2 overs as well, says BAL. BAL. I don't believe so. At this stage, it seems like Shian Afridi and also Harris Ralph will be closing out this one with maybe only around even 16 runs off the kind of 2 of them. Would be very impressive. They're actually going upstairs here. Yeah, well and truly hit outside the line there for Tim Seifert, but they did still have 2 reviews, so they might as well go upstairs for it as well. We have got the Thinky's brother as well. Says Katie Dixon there at this stage. Now, they are just showing that it is hit on the foot, and that is actually the second Blackcap to get hit on the foot. Martin Guptill the first. In fact, outside the line, and that is going to be called not out, and they will lose one of their reviews here, Pakistan. But it is once again a dot ball, which is something that Pakistan will be absolutely loving. They've had so many of them throughout this first innings as well with the bowling. Shian Afridi bowling phenomenally. Oh, it's in the slot though. Seifert didn't get all of it, and it is going to be falling just short of the man Ali, who was out in the deep. Once again, it doesn't seem like it's too easy to get that ball to the boundary so far. I don't know whether or not it is from the Blackcaps batting, or maybe it is just from the surface. It looks a little bit different, almost a grey surface for this one, but Hassan Ali just not quite able to get that one, I should say. And also we have got there, but be right back. Need more coffee as well, says Katie Dixon. Also we have got there in the chat as well. 119 for 6 is a New Zealand versus USA rugby score as well, says Bell. Although that would mean more than likely, if we were working our way towards that, maybe New Zealand lose a couple more wickets before the end of this one, but hopefully that would have hurt as well. I keep on saying Bell as well, so I do apologize in advance anytime that I have said that rather than BAL as well. But now at this stage, Shian Afridi bowling the first ball of the match for Mitchell Satner. He's got some very good power if he gets onto it, Mitchell Satner, and he pretty much has no time to set himself. It's at the foot, and Shian Afridi appealing here. I think it is just going down the leg side as well. Where you broadcast from as well, says Brian. I am in New Zealand. So pretty much I'm about halfway up the South Island of New Zealand. So it's currently sitting 4:34 a.m. here. We did start live streaming at around the 3 a.m. mark, and we are going to be going right through to the end of this match as well. So I will mention anyone who is new and you are enjoying the content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. At the moment, New Zealand under a huge amount of pressure. It was going down leg just a little bit. I believe that was still going to be missing the stumps, and they did not go upstairs. The stage now, his fastest ball, Sharjah Freddie, 146, his slowest, or his average, 141. So he's really keeping that speed on for the surface. It's a dual scoop attempt from Santner, and he has been able to find the boundary with it as well. Was able to do a little bit of a scoop, and tell you what, it looked close. He had to hit it, or else it was going to be going straight into the hands of the man at square leg, at fine leg, or would have been hit at the stump. Oh, he did. And a question, what time will the game finish? I believe it will be finishing depending on if Pakistan bat their full 20 overs, it will be finishing around maybe 6:20 or so. We also got there, lol, don't worry, you're half asleep anyway as well, says BAL. And also, if Pakistan win, in the chat as well, will be the happiest man in Pakistan as well. And also, we have got there, also, I would love an umpire hat. I'd wear it instead of my helmet on the oil field as well. So Sebastian there. Oh, it's going to be a big swing there from Seifert straight into the hands of the man at third man. And Afridi picks up his first wicket on the final ball of his spell as well. 125 for 7 at the moment for New Zealand here. And funny hat day on the oil rig as well, says Katie Dixon there. But more than likely, if Pakistan can chase it down the way that they chased down the total up against, it was India, then maybe this one will only go for about 15 or so. And also we've got the, where's tea, bro? Take a cup of tea or coffee as well in the chat there. And also India only plays cricket and kabaddi as well. And then obviously, then I get up and get ready for school. No sleep tonight as well, says Michaela. So yeah, hopefully you will be able to make it through the school day, as we are still only midweek as well. So I guess you'll have to go to bed probably very early tomorrow night, because the only game on tomorrow is going to be Bangladesh and England, and then also Scotland, Namibia a little bit later on. Tea and crumpets as well, says it Brian there. It was almost it was an off cutter almost from Sharjah Freddie, the slower ball as well. And now at this stage, it's going to be Ish Sodhi they have sent out. Now, he actually hit a 6 in the warm-up match up against Australia, I believe it was. Or actually, no, sorry, it was the game up against England that he was able to do so. But he's on strike, and Harris Grelf bowling that one, going to be the single down to third man. Ish Sodhi getting off the mark, and now Santner only facing the one ball. And it's got their coffee and Jaffa cakes as well. Says it BAL, and we have got, has said, remember me, I do, but please do not spam. Do not put messages kind of back to back to back, like a little bit earlier on, or else some of the mods might end up timing you out. Once again, Seifert is out as well, says BAL, and also we have got their coffee and joint, says Sebastian there. And now this stage, New Zealand need to get Pakistani openers out early to stand a chance. And isn't Steve a Scot as well? Says David David. He is indeed Steve Smith. So he might end up watching that game up against Namibia. Although Scotland up against Afghanistan, it was a very comfortable win for them in the end. And also we have got the Demas here. Pakistan are very good at chasing. Oh, that was very close. Chasing low scores. They get into trouble when the run rate is high as well from Deem. So yeah, at this stage, they should be well and truly the favourites to be able to win this one. And we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Will you be broadcasting the next Parker fight as well, says Brian Berry. We haven't actually followed any boxing on the channel before, but I have possibly mentioned about the UFC. I know that people want to see Dan Hooker versus, who is he versing? I can't quite think of the name at this stage, but that is happening this weekend. But we also, our main sport that we do on the channel is rugby, and we kind of follow rugby and also a bit of cricket since this Cricket World Cup is coming in, and also KFC Big Bash is another one that we are going to be covering on the channel. Oh, Harris Ralph, well bowled. He's just ended up, he's done the slower ball, 126 Ks. Looked like it was going to be a bouncer, and the ball just stopped on the surface almost. And also we have got the Arjit, just wants to spam the same question as well. Says Katie Dixon, that is no worries. Katie, you are doing a very good job at this stage. And also we have got there in the chat as well, a little bit earlier on, I'm not giving in, go Blackcaps as well, says Francis. And also Red Bull and lighter fluid, says BAL. And also Afghanistan absolutely ruined Scotland. And Shazad, the keeper, smiled for the entirety of the innings. Tell you what, Rashid Khan, Majid, those are two guys to look out for in some of these fixtures up against Pakistan, India, and New Zealand for Afghanistan. Because all they need is another upset, really. And they could be sitting in a decent position. Sodhi just swinging through that one. hitting it deep, and it is just going to be the single once again. Now 4 balls gone in this final over, 2 balls left, and 130 on the board for New Zealand. And also we have got there, don't apologise, buddy. He's a bit of an idiot. There's David there. They are just showing Harris Ralph. The slower balls have been what has been helping him out big time. The deceptive nature of the ball looking like it's going to go flying at you. And Sodhi has been able to get himself a total of 2 runs so far off 2 balls. His strike rate is actually sitting around about the same as everyone else has been for the Blackcaps as well. But at this stage now, it's going to be Santner on strike. Big swing, gone out through cover. Has it made it to the boundary? Yes, it has. And that is going to be the 4 runs. Much needed runs there for the Blackcaps. First boundary of the match for Mitch Santner. And now at this stage, 134 for 7 with 1 ball left in this game for the Blackcaps batting. And then from there, they will have to work hard to see if they can get themselves a decent bowling performance as well. Morning all as well. So Shane, welcome in to the live stream. It is great to see you here for the live stream. At the moment, the Blackcaps, they are sitting on 134 for the 7 as well. Might end up trying to hit this one to the boundary as well here. Mitch Santner, Harris Ralph. This is going to be a slow ball. It was, and it's bowled him as well. And Harris Ralph picks up another wicket. How quick was that one? 127. We knew it was going to be slower. Santner did not, though. Ended up missing that ball, and that is going to be the end of a very good innings for Pakistan with the ball in hand. 134 for 8, and Santner is going to be on his way as well. Bowling is quite good as well in the 10, and also we have got their welcome in, Shane, and also, hey, brother, how you doing? Morning, Shane, from Michaela as well. Change of pace from Harris Ralph. He's been doing very well throughout this match to be able to keep on changing the pace. Just hitting the stump, or hitting the bail, I should say. I'm okay, Katie, as well, says Shane, and Jacinda watching the match. Says Brian, it is certainly an early morning start here in New Zealand, 4:41 a.m., but that is the end of the innings for New Zealand. 134, and Pakistan will require 135 at 6.75 and over. Well, this one, 135 is Azam's target. Oh, dear God, as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, he could almost try and get that himself, depending on how he bats. If he bats anything like he did in the last match, it will be a bit of trouble for them. BAO has set out as well there. But the Pakistan crowd, they will be happy with that one. It seems like they've got a decent number in attendance for this matchup, but 6.75 runs per overs. Did they just say, oh, 7 overs, 3 boundaries for the Blackcaps in their final 7 overs of their innings, I believe is what they have just said. That's an insane stat there. And New Zealand, they will know that they are heavily the underdogs to be able to win this one, 135 as well. So because of the fact that New Zealand got 134, it does mean that Pakistan will need 135 to be able to win this fixture, or else we are going to a super over. So New Zealand not so batted not so well, says Shane. Yeah, unfortunately for them, they just never quite had that fellow who was able to really set himself. As you can see here, 27% live win probability here for the Blackcaps. But we'll go down to the scorecard. As you can see there, Martin Guptill bowled by Harris Ralph, 17 runs off 20 balls. Daryl Mitchell, 27 off 20. He got off to a decent start in this fixture. Kane Williamson sitting on 25 off 26 balls, so not really able to completely get himself going because of the fact he was actually able to hit himself a 6 and a 4 ball after ball for that one. So can New Zealand hold Pakistan to less? They're going to have to bowl them out. Is pretty much, I think, the only way that New Zealand can win this one. I fear that there's not enough runs as well, says Wood. Yeah, it doesn't look too great for them at this stage. The only way to get into the position of winning this game for the Blackcaps is taking probably, I would say, 5 wickets in the first 10 overs and not letting Pakistan get any more than around that probably 80 or so. Really is about as much as they can get. But Jimmy Neesham getting 1 off 2 balls. Devon Conway, 27 off 24. And then Glenn Phillips, 13 off 15. Tim Cypher, 8 off 8. And then Mitchell Santner, 6 off 5. Ash Sodhi, 2 from 2. As well, Pakistan have this win as well, says Shane. And also we have got their 2 wickets during the power play. If not, I don't think so as well. And I think the Blackcaps have put a decent score on the pitch. It's very poor for batting. And it is stopping also as well. Yeah, the slower balls from Harris Ralph and also from Sheehan Afridi were showing that if you use the surface to your advantage, there's a little bit of purchase in it. The cutters might be the option. The likes of Southey maybe trying a couple lead cutters throughout this match. See whether or not that works. First power play is important. If Bolt takes back-to-back openers as well. Exactly right. If he is able to get himself a couple early wickets in this game, he'll be sitting in a decent position as well. But we can see there, Sheehan Afridi, 4 overs bowled, 21 runs he went for, 1 wicket, 5.25 economy rate. Very impressive from him. Ahmad was also able to get himself into a good position. 4 overs bowled, 24 for 1, 6 as his economy rate. Hassan Ali was actually the most expensive, although his first over went for 15. Did also have 2 no balls thrown in there as well. And then also Harris Ralph, 4 wickets for that man. He's a dangerous man for the Melbourne Stars in the BBL, looking very strong in this one as well. 4 overs, 22 for 4 with a great economy rate as well. We have got there what live streams coming up as well, says Shane. I believe at this stage, the next live stream we are going to be doing on the channel will be England versus Bangladesh tomorrow night at 11 p.m. New Zealand time. So that is going to be one that we will be covering. And then also Friday morning, it is going to be Australia versus Sri Lanka at 3 a.m. as another game that we will be covering on the channel as well. Yeah, cricket stuff. Pretends to know what's happening as well. Says Katie Dixon there. And also maybe we have got there in the chat as well. Don't worry, lads. It's a long competition. You'll learn fast enough as well. And also we have got there Sharjah pitch has disappointed. I was expecting a high-scoring match, says Cody. And also we have got there, what about Sophie's of iron form? She's playing very well at the moment, I do see. But yeah, it is going to be interesting. Is she at the Perth Scorchers, I want to say, but I could be wrong there in terms of the team that she is playing for. But at this stage, live win probability not looking too good for the Blackcaps. 27% chance of them being able to win this fixture. All they need is a few early wickets and also a bit of very good form as well, with everyone pretty much having to take part in this kind of cutting down the run rate, because 6.7 is not much. Definitely not with a side like Pakistan, who were able to win their first fixture. This is how it is sitting at the moment for the table. And tell you what, Afghanistan's net run rate is absolutely incredible at this stage, 6.5. And that could be concerning for the likes of India and also New Zealand. And the reason I say that is because all it would take was if Afghanistan can somehow pull off an upset win against New Zealand or India and also have a comfortable win up against Namibia, they could actually finish second and move on to the semi-final. The likes of Rashid Khan also, they have got Majip, who is a very talented spinner, picked up the first 5 of the T20 World Cup as well. And also we have got the yes playing for the Perth team, says Shane. And also we have got the good spotting champ from David. And also we have got the Blackcaps could have played Todd Astor in this match, also according to spinning conditions as well. And man, tell about yourself as well. What would you like to know, mate? Do let me know what questions you have got, and I will try my best to be able to answer them. But at this stage, as it is sitting for Group 1 as well, 2 games played for South Africa, able to pick up their first win of the competition. And at this stage now, we are going to have to wait and see how it goes. We've got just a thingy advertised actually for the billboard at the ground. So I guess if they want to put some sponsorship, imagine that. Us putting a Kiwi Lads logo on the board at the Cricket World Cup, that would be kind of awesome. But very expensive, I assume, as well. But England sitting at the top with a good net run rate after bowling out the West Indies for a low total indeed. Then Sri Lanka, Australia, and then South Africa. Also, the other sides who have been able to pick themselves up. When there, Sophie Devine sounds like a drag star name. Is she trying to tell us something as well? This BAO. And also, what's your favourite town in New Zealand? Says Michaela. I quite enjoy Wanaka, just because of the fact that it's a little bit, I guess you could say it's isolated. Yeah, so it's one of those ones. It's an isolated location, but it's very nice as well. It's got quite a bit of tourism and whatnot. Kiwi Lads logo at the Cricket World Cup. Let's go as well. And also, West Indies played a lot better. 143 runs. Proteas reached their target fairly comfortably, though, as well, says Pakistan there. And also, we've got the Afghanistan spin bowling. It's good. Pace is very poor. Batting is improving as well. And you have Rashid Khan and also Majip. 2 guys who just absolutely dominate when it comes to having that ball in hand. Definitely on this kind of surface. This surface has a lot of purchase in it for the bowlers in terms of those spin deliveries. Being able to spin it as well. Yes, Katie, I think as well. Isn't Wanaka on the way to Queenstown as well, says Katie? I believe it is. I don't really know my geography that great, but I believe it's kind of about 3 or so hours from us for Wanaka. And then from there, Queenstown, I think, is about 4. But I could be wrong there. And also, we have got there, guys. It is night in India, like more than 11 as well for the time. Yeah, at the moment, we are sitting at 4:49 a.m. New Zealand time. So I guess it is a pretty late night there in India at the moment. But it's going to be exciting to see how this match finishes. Are New Zealand going to be able to somehow stop the Pakistani side from being able to chase this down? Or do Pakistan get their second win of the competition here? And they have got a few more fixtures that will be coming up in a very short chance, or in a very short moment. Their next game is actually going to be up against Afghanistan, and then they are going to have Namibia and Scotland as their final two fixtures as well. Then looking through at the fixtures that the Blackcaps will have, they have got the closing game up against Afghanistan, Namibia, Scotland, and then first, they have got 5 days' time. They have got to take on India, which could be the decider of the semi-final. But at this stage now, New Zealand making their way out onto the pitch, and we are almost ready to go for the next one. We have got their 100% percentage. Want Pakistan to lose as well, says Arjit. And also we have got there how much chance do you will give Blackcaps to win this match. At the moment, the live win probability is saying 27%. It's a tough one. 27%. I feel like I'm going to say after a couple overs, if they get a couple wickets in this power play, I'm going to say that increases to about 35 or somewhere around there, but it is still very low for them at this stage. Central Otago goes off New Year's as well. Says Jane, and also we have got their Blackcaps need two quick wickets in the power play to stand a chance as well. And also we have got there, do you think Boba Fett sounds good with a Maori accent as well? Says BAL, I haven't actually heard him talk in a very long time, Boba Fett. Can't quite remember what he sounds like. Maybe I'll have to have a little listen as well. We have got there my age between 10 to 13 as well. Says Arjit there, and also we have got there at least I'm going to drink break as well. And the chat, and also want to go to Milford Sound too and find all those eldritch cryptids as well that live in the water there, and hope the Maori don't get mad at me if I summon them as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there Pakistan will win, and I'm not good at geography as well. And where's Milford Sound, says Michaela. It's a good question. I believe it is about halfway down the South Island, somewhere on the far side of the island as well. And also we have got the Come On You Kiwis from BAL, and also we have got the security. Okay, now security as well, says it was a Hakwin Nawas. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly, and right near Queenstown a bit as well, says Katie Dixon. But now at this stage, it is going to be Mitch Satner who will be opening the bowling here for the Blackcaps. I have to wait and see how he goes as well. He is decent with his kind of slowing down the run rate. They need wickets, and they need them soon. It will be Rizwan, will be, I believe, at the non-strikers end for this one, and Babar Azam will be facing this very first delivery of the match as well. No, sorry, it is actually going to be Mohammad Rizwan who will be starting as well. And we have got there, what do you think, India or New Zealand, who's going to win it as well? Says it's a tough one because of the fact if New Zealand win this game, that will help them get that confidence of even if they did lose to India, they could still qualify for the semi-final. But, okay, it's going to be what away to the leg side there. Hit down to long on, and that is going to be the first run of the match for Mohammad Rizwan. But yeah, it is that tough situation of if New Zealand lose this game, then neither them or India will have confidence going into that fixture as well. So it could be a very close one as well. What's on this for rugby this weekend? Says Shane, we have got the Bunnings NPC on Friday night. Will be Canterbury taking on Tasman. A little bit of an arm ball from Satner, and that's going out to the boundary as well. And it is straight away Baba Razam who was able to hit it to the boundary as well. We have got there Pakistan given now good security to New Zealand, 138 as well in the chat, and also far, and also Satner is good. Unfortunately, just getting that one a little bit wrong, going too far out to the side there, Mitch Satner, and beautiful shot from Baba Razam there. Saw it early with the width as well. Hit it all the way to the boundary. Great start to the match as well. We have got there Tamura Morrison plays Boba Fett as well. And also let's go Kiwi there in the chat. And also we have got there Rizwan and Azam out there. Bloody hell, this is tense as well. And not good flight. It's no good in the power play as well. And Bubba with a 4 already, this guy as well. Oh, it's an arm ball there from Satner. Working out better, but it is going to be finding the gap in the field just for the single there. But Satner looking like he's a little bit frustrated at this stage with the way that he has started this one. The big stat there was the fact that it was only 13 runs short of the 1,000 T20 international runs as captain for Bubba as well. 4 game over as well. There's a BAL there, but now it's going to be Rizwan will be on strike. Another arm ball from Satner. Not quite getting it right at this stage, and it's going to be worked away to the leg side just for the single once again there. Phillips throwing this ball back. And like they are saying, it's quite interesting that they've given Satner the opening over of this one when you have got Trent Boult and also Tim Southey, who would normally back himself to be able to start. But I guess it is tactical from New Zealand as well to see whether or not they can pick themselves up an early wicket, perhaps seeing whether or not they can just compress them a little bit here. Pakistan, their batsmen are very good. Babar Azam at the moment, he is going to be working very hard to get himself plenty of runs here. It is going to be hit to the man at short cover, and that is the end of the first over. 7 for none after the 1 over there for Pakistan. But a good start to the match. They are already 7 runs ahead of what New Zealand were at this point. There was a wicket, or sorry, just a maiden there for Shian Afridi for the very first one as well. And we obviously got there, we need wickets, says Shane, and that is certainly what they are going to be needing as well. Did you watch Pakistan versus India as well? It says Ismail. I didn't actually get the chance to watch it live, but I did see the highlights of that game. In Pakistan, they were very good throughout that fixture. They were able to get themselves into the position of chasing it down without losing a single wicket, which is why they are still sitting in first at the moment for this table. We will show it once again for you guys who haven't seen it yet. Afghanistan, sorry, actually, they are sitting in first, but after this game, if Pakistan win it, what I was meaning is they will jump back up into that first place position on 4 points. And if they win this game, I would almost guarantee that they are going to be able to make it through to the semi-final. I wasn't happy that India lost. As well as says Arjit, yeah, it was certainly not the result that a lot of people were expecting, but Pakistan going heavily as the favourite into this game. New Zealand have never lost the opening fixture of a T20 World Cup, and it seems like this could be the first time, depending on how it goes, but now it will be this one on strike. Southee sitting on 99 wickets. Is he going to be able to get himself the 100? I just put Hamish on 2 times speed to keep the stream live, and he sounds exactly the same as well. Says a BAL. Yeah, I do end up speed talking. Well bowled by Southee. It's just blocked by this one. And that is going to be the dot ball straight away. 99 T20 international wickets for Tim Southee, like I mentioned. Being able to bring it up in this one. He probably wants to bring it up this one, and then maybe a couple more added on top of it. And did you watch Pakistan versus India? Only the highlights of that fixture. I didn't actually get to see it live due to the fact that it was a 3 a.m. start here in New Zealand. But it was a good game as well, which is going to be exciting. Need wickets. Where is bowled as well. And surely he's not too far away. They did try that over of Satner, and it didn't really look like it was going to be that intimidating for them as well. I do have to keep my playback speed on 0.75 as well. Says outed it there, and also never mind the loss, mate. But no wickets as well. Well bowled by Southee, and once again, it is going to be the dot ball, which is also important for them. And at this fixture, if we lose this game, do we have a chance to make the final, says Shane? We do indeed, but we will have to beat India to be able to do so, because at this stage, with Afghanistan's net run rate, we also need to beat them. So pretty much India versus New Zealand could be the decider of who goes through to the semi-final for that one as well. New Zealand trying to put the pressure on in the field at the moment, just throwing it at the stumps, hitting the stumps as well. Just warning Pakistan, if they try and go for the quick single, we might be able to get you out. That was mental. India has some of the best bowlers in the world and nothing as well, says Sebastian. But yeah, losing no wickets down the leg side, it's going to be a wide from Tim Southee, which they don't really have too many runs that they can afford to be given away to Pakistan in this one. But yeah, there is still a chance that New Zealand can make it to the final. And the big thing here is the net run rate. So if they do lose this game, as long as they can kind of stick it out for as long as physically possible, and they only have that net run rate of around that maybe -1, they will still have a decent chance. It's 5 p.m. Everyone's coming home, so my Wi-Fi is cracking up as well. Says it BAL. And also we have got that if you lose one, you're still in the game. Lose 2 games, and it's pretty much over as well. Yeah, so unfortunately for the West Indies at this stage in Group 1, they are probably the defending champs, but they will not be able to go through at this rate by the looks of it as well. And also we have got there, who's your favourite team after India? Says Ismail. Oh, it's a tough question. I enjoy watching a lot of these international sides play. I could say Australia only because of the fact that they're right next door to New Zealand, but I also love watching India play Pakistan. Very good side to watch as well. It's going to be whipped away to the leg side there, down to the man at square leg, and just going to be kept to the single once again there for New Zealand's defensive kind of fielding style. And also we have got there New Zealand, England, and South Africa for me as well, says BAL. And also India, says Arden. And also Sebastian asked what we do not have as well. And also we have got there, who's your favourite team after New Zealand also? Yeah, I do appreciate every single one of you for tuning in at this stage. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering plenty more fixtures. Our next one will be tomorrow night between England and Bangladesh as well. Now, at this stage, it is going to be in the situation. And also we have got there, want to let you know as well, I just came from a Pakistani commentary here on YouTube, exactly same as this, but wait for it, 36K live watching as well, with their population is 100 mil as well, says Live Start. So yeah, that is a very impressive number indeed, which I believe will be well and truly more than they have got at the ground for this fixture. I'm not too sure how much the attendance is allowed to be for these fixtures. But yeah, at this stage, New Zealand definitely going to have to make sure that they keep their numbers down. It is hit. Baba with the ball, and that is going to be the end of Southie's over. Only going for the 2 runs off it, and at this stage now, it is going to be 9 for none after the 2 for the Blackcaps. You have a nice accent as well, says Ismail. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate you guys all being here for this one. And hopefully I don't talk too quick, because I know that sometimes I do end up just saying it just a little bit too quickly at times for my commentary. We have also got their world's best batsman, Rohit Sharma, also KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, and bowlers Jasprit Bumrah, Shami Jadeja, Ashwin Rahul, Chahar, Deepak Chahar, and Hardik Pandya, and Varane as well. So the world's best players, I believe all of them were actually from India, if I'm not wrong. For that one, I think every Kiwi speaks fast, as well as says Michaela. Yeah, we end up getting quite a few words out per minute, I think, overall. But at this stage now, they need to keep that run rate down. Trent Boult now is going to be the man who has been handing the ball. So Southie just having the 1 over so far, and also Satner just having the 1, but that is the only one that he will get as well. Yeah, as well. Says Arjit there. But now at this stage, Trent Boult running into bowl to Mohammad Rizwan. Whipped away, 2-leg wicket. And that, mid-wicket, I should say, and that is going to be 4 runs for Mohammad Rizwan. That is the whole squad as well, says Arjit. And also not biased at all, says imagine they have 4 to bolt. And also, Mentor Dhoni as well for that one. But Mohammad Rizwan just seeing that one early bolt. Bit of pace there, a little bit short, and he did end up hitting it from the off-stump kind of region. Way to mid-wicket. Who's captain of New Zealand? I believe they have gone... with, it is Kane Williamson for this one that is going to be the captain. And also Kiwis have to speak fast to stop the sheep from learning as well, says BAL. I guess it's a fair point. We have got plenty of sheep around this one. At this stage, vision to reality as well. I believe they're actually showing Mohammad Rizwan. He was visualizing his shots, and he actually played a lot of them in his last fixture. That is going to be a shout from Trent Boult, and it's going to be given as a wide there. And Kane Williamson is the captain of New Zealand as well, says Arita. And also, I think Kane Williamson is the captain as well, says Ismail. And this stage, another wide here. And they are still showing that maybe Rizwan, the reason he is so successful is because of the fact that he does just visualize playing the game before he plays it as well. And it's interesting because of the fact they are literally showing replays of him before the game practicing certain shots. I think Pakistan will win by the 17th over at least as well. A little bit of a mix-up there, but it is going to be kept to adjust the dot ball once again there for the Blackcaps. White bowling very poor against Rizwan. Indian bowlers too as well. And it's just, he's one of those players. Like, no matter where you put the ball, he has got the skill to be able to hit it to the boundary and at least keep that strike ticking over. He's sitting on 7 off 10 at the moment, but he can certainly increase that as well. Can you spell my name? It is Arjit as well. Arjit. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And also New Zealand are better than this as well, says Shane. And they have struggled a little bit throughout this fixture so far. That's the thing as well. They have not actually ended up losing an opening game of the T20 World Cup ever. So this could be the first of, hopefully, the only loss if they do have one in this Cricket World Cup. But we will have to wait and see. Nepal Lalala needs to tackle Azam as well. Says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, as well, says Arjit. And at this stage, most runs in 2021 in T20 internationals. Mohammad Rizwan sitting right up the top with 838. Babar Azam sitting on 596. And that is Aidan Makram, who was sitting just below 500 runs for that one as well. Can you spell Arjit without reading what I typed as well? Says that BAL. Can you spell Arjit without reading what I typed as well? I guess, are we saying A-R-J-I-T, I assume? If that is what you're asking. You know, who is Lala call in India? Fatty person who is lazy as well, says Arjit. So Nepal, he is actually a rugby player. He's a prop, so I mean, in a weird way, there's a slight coincidence, although he certainly isn't lazy. He works hard out on the rugby field as well. Are you watching the match or watching the score as well? Says Ismail, I am watching the game here. And then also we have got the scoreboard. So you guys can see a Rizwan just hit right in the dong. So that's going to be hurting quite badly for that man, Mohammad Rizwan. He is not a happy man at the moment. Into the third over, 14 for none at this stage. But yeah, I'm watching the game here, which is why I'm kind of looking out there. And then I've got the chat right next to me as well. I see no change at alert levels as well, says Shane. Yeah, I believe we're still having a few cases creeping through, but hopefully we do end up staying at level 2 and maybe dropping a little bit more towards Christmas. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, although I believe they're introducing a traffic light system once we're 90% vaccinated, which is a very high number as well. And also we have got their BAL has said here, do you live as well? Says Audit, but now at this stage, Southie steaming and it's going to be hit by Bubba straight into the hands of short mid wicket, which is Martin Guptill. He was able to take an absolute screamer in that game. David Warner's wicket. We yawned at the same time as well. Says Michaela there. But yeah, it was a very impressive catch. Are we all Lala as well? Says Audit. Oh, that one looks like it's painful for Rizwan. You're up hitting right where you don't want to be hit in a game of cricket or any game, to be fair as well. Keep North Island level 3 as well, says Shane. But yeah, at this stage, seems like they are going to be still up there for a little while. Once again, going to be hit away to the leg side for deep square leg to get for Jimmy Neesham. Just a single. Once again, short as well. This stage, it is a big question. And also, we have got the I Live in England, the home of cricket, mate, as well. Says the BAL, and you'll be backing your boys to be able to win this Cricket World Cup, I would think, because they've been doing decently so far. But as we can see now, there are 100 balls left, and they need 120 runs here, Pakistan. And I want more words of India as well. Says Arjit, do let me know what a sentence is that I can say as well. And also, we have got their short ball as well. It's a slower ball from Tim Southey, slower one, and it almost opened up the running opportunity, or sorry, a run out opportunity there for the Blackcaps. At this stage, they need to try and find their way of slowing down Pakistan, because Rizwan and Azam, in fact, you can't even just slow them down. You're going to have to get into that situation of getting at least 5 wickets by 10 overs, I think I said, for them to have any real chance of being able to win this game. And at least 3. It's going to be it away to the leg side of that one's going all the way to the boundary. Very good shot there. Down fine leg. We need wickets fast as well, says Michaela. Also, we need wickets, says Shane. And I do live in India, who organised this World Cup as well, says Audit. And also, we have got there. Hey, bro, awesome to see you doing the T20, the Kiwi in the Netherlands. Go the Kiwis as well, says Josh. So welcome in to the live stream, mate. What time is it in the Netherlands at the moment? Do let me know. And also, would you go to watch a match in this World Cup, says Ismail? If I was in the UAE, I would definitely be keen to be able to see that one, although I am in New Zealand at the moment, so I'm a little way away from the ground at this stage. Is it true the Northerners don't watch too much cricket compared to the people in the South? It's going to be pulled away once again, hitting it well straight down to Trent Bolt, who was at fine leg. But at this stage, it seems like they're going to be continuing to ramp up. In India, it is currently 9:37 as well, says Audit there. But yeah, I am excited to see how this match ends. Hey, Josh, did you see the 2019 European T10 finals where the Netherlands scored 157? As well, says BAL there. Mohammed Rizwan sitting on 12 runs off 16. Good choice. Blackcaps as well, says Francis. And yeah, at this stage, hopefully the choices that they have gone with, they haven't got a Lockie Ferguson due to injury. Now it's going to be once again hit through the gap, our mid-wicket away, and they're getting at least 2 runs here for Babar Azam, and it will be kept to the 2. Conway throws it back in, and that is the end of the 4th over, 22 for none at the moment here for Pakistan. They need wickets, and they need them soon, I would say, if they want any chance of being able to win this fixture. Rizwan, very talented batsman. He is one that probably needs to go, but then Babar Azam, he's probably got that little bit of a power advantage, I want to say. It is very hard to tell. Tell you what, that DJ booth has about 100 wires behind it. My setup at the moment is a bit of a mess with wires and whatnot as well for myself. But yeah, this stage, 2 overs left of the power play. Trent Bolt will once again be bowling here as well. It looks like there's quite a few Pakistan supporters in the crowd as well. Now, Yorkshire and Lancashire as well in the north are absolutely cricket mad as well, says a BAL. And I will ask you the question, mate. Scale of 1 to 10. Oh, beautiful shot out through third man, and Rizwan gets it to the boundary once again there for Pakistan. Question, BAL. Ashes cricket. The test match is coming up very soon. 1 to 10, how excited are you for those fixtures? 10 being absolutely ecstatic, 1 being not even a tad bit excited. I feel like I know what my number is, but do let me know as well. In fact, not just for BAL, everyone in the chat, the Ashes, the series that is coming up, the 5-match test series between England and Australia. How excited out of 10 are you for that one? Trent Bolt now, let's hit the back leg there of Rizwan. It didn't look a mile off. We also got the Ashes are coming as well, says Arjit. And also we have got the how are you, Katie? Says Shane. And also we have got the in December. It is indeed. And also in there, nah, I miss it so sad. As well, says Josh. And also we have got the will be my friend as well. And also I'm also interested to hear this answer, says Katie Jackson. I went several times to Blackpool. Never heard anyone talk about cricket. Yeah, that one was just missing the stumps, and also ended up hitting it onto his pad there, Rizwan. Trent Bolt wanted the LBW, but didn't quite get it for himself there. And Rizwan still on strike, sitting on 16. He has almost got hold of that on the leg side. And also we have got the in the chat about the never heard anyone talking about cricket as well, because I feel like it depends on the region as well, doesn't it? A little bit in terms of, even in Australia, I feel like depending on your region, depends on how much you kind of follow the cricket as well. And also we have got there, also Lancashire does have a nice cricket side, I must admit as well, says Sebastian there. But strike points for Bubba and also Rizwan up against India Seamers. They are really getting out in front, hitting that ball under the eye line, and that is why they're having so much success and so many runs as well. Grandma, where do you live as well? Says Arjun, and also I'm good, brother. Just trying to figure out cricket, or just trying to figure cricket out as well. Trent Bolt with the bouncer, Rizwan able to hit it down for the pull shot, and once again, it is going to be the single. This stage, I'm trying to remember how many runs the Blackcaps were on after their 4 overs, or 5 overs, I should say, as well. I will have a quick look to see whether or not I can find out. That is a great game as well, and I like doing catches off on long off and long on as well, and also just ran out of coffee as well, says Michaela. So yeah, at this stage, 5:11 a.m. here in New Zealand. You're going to be struggling possibly by the time that we do get to the end of this fixture, and not yet as well, says Francis Gray. And also, I'm Romanian. Cricket doesn't even exist here, but I am enjoying the game a lot, says Sebastian there in the chat as well, and definitely looks more interesting than baseball as well. Now it's going to be Trent Bolt. Bubba on strike. Ends up with not a lot of timing. So at this stage, I have actually got how many runs after 5 overs. There was actually a 6 in the 5th over for New Zealand. So they were sitting on 36 for none at this stage. And something that I will do throughout this match as well is I will keep you updated in terms of how many runs New Zealand were on at this stage. But I will mention in the 6th over, they actually ended up getting themselves a wicket in that one. And it was actually Harris Ralph who was able to pick up the wicket of Gupta as well. I'm going to have a sore head later as well, says Shane. Yeah, I'm probably going to be the same as well, to be fair, and how to highlight names as well, says Arjun. And also, do you play cricket, says Ismail. I used to be a little bit of a wicket-keeper batsman, but then switched into doing a little bit of spin bowling as well, a little bit of off-spin. At this stage, 28 without a loss for Pakistan after the 5 over. So like I mentioned, New Zealand at this stage, we're actually 6 runs ahead, or sorry, 8 runs ahead at this point, but a lot can change in this one as well. I'm from Yorkshire originally, and Jeffrey Boycott is still considered a god as well, says BAL. And also we have got there Pakistan playing in on Dubai, Sharjah as well, ground since 20 years. It's like a home ground for Pakistan. That's the reason some average men look like outstanding as well. And that's another stat. Before this match, they did mention that Pakistan have an incredible kind of record here in Pakistan, or sorry, here in the UAE. Also, in those games up against New Zealand and the UAE, very successful as well. Arjit, you have to join as a member on the channel. It's the pin comment as well, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, we will keep you awake, says Arjit there. And also we have got there in the chat as well. I'm struggling at the moment, but can't sleep because I have to be up in an hour, and I won't wake up if I sleep as well, says Michaela. Saudi just got the wicket of Babar Azam. I was yawning, but that is going to be the first wicket for New Zealand, and that actually happened 1 ball earlier than Pakistan were able to get themselves the first wicket, but Tim Southee able to get Babar Azam out for 9 runs off 11 balls as well. Do you work or do you watch rugby league? Plenty of choices in Yorkshire as well, and also we have got there, don't bother with the test cricket though, or you'll fall asleep like Hamish is doing right now as well. Says it was a BAL and wicket important, or else game finished in 17th over. Tell you what, they have just been able to get themselves one as well. Perfect timing, and you pretty much called it as well. Harish Shikesh, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And also we have got there, it's all an educational experience for me. And also we have got there, are there actually any women in the Women's Big Bash as well? Says BAL, I believe they are all females. I'm not wrong. Okay, Grandma, but I'm not a member as well, says Arjit there. And also we have got there, in the chat a little bit earlier on, plenty of choices. Sebastian and Bubba is out 10 out of 10, and the New Zealand flag. They certainly needed that one, and that is the 100th wicket for Tim Southee of his T20 international career. So congratulations to that man, Babar Azam, he only needed about 13 runs to be able to bring up his 1,000th T20 international run as well. So he was not too far off that, but he will have to wait until the next game up against, I believe they play Afghanistan next, is the next fixture that they will be having. At this stage now, New Zealand at this stage, I'm actually going to quickly scroll down for you guys to see exactly what the win percentage is sitting. 39% straight away. It's going back up in the favour of New Zealand just due to that one wicket. So it just shows how quickly the game of T20 can change in this one as well. How New Zealand spin and bowl to Pakistan better will decide the match as well. Yeah, Ish Sodhi, huge game for this man to be able to get the win for New Zealand if he can bowl well. Let's go. As well says Arjit, and also we've got there. How also are you talking about the red box that highlights the person's name in the chat as well? And Southey bowling once again, not quite the dot ball, and it is going to be down the ground for the single fielder by Williamson. We have got there. Blackcaps already achieved what India couldn't as well. Says Sebastian there, and what a change of pace by Southey to give Blackcaps the first wicket. And it seems like this wicket is pretty deceptive. As soon as you change, it's a nice off cutter from Southey. Just took out the middle stump as well. I did mention that cutters could be key for the pace bowlers on this wicket because of the fact if you can slow it down. Harris Ralph picked up, I believe it was 2 or 3 wickets from bowling around that 128 or so. You can see the crowd were a little bit disappointed with that one and wicket OP as well. Says it there. Southey running in once again. Now it's going to be hit to the leg side by Mohammad Rizwan. Down to deep square leg as well, just for the single. It was a good throw in the deep from Nish, and we have you might be able to cope with ODI though. That's kind of like 3 T20 matches in a row. Says it is B. AL, and also we've got the accumulates. I'm here from 30 minutes. If Moorhut, you are saying that Arjit is here as well. Let's try as well. Says Arjit there, and also we have got there Tim. What a wicket! Bubba is an outstanding performer all over the world. Indians truly respect for Bubba as well. And are you able to see as well, says Arjit, for whether or not there is a little bit of a square around that name as well. But you won't be able to see the red box. The person who you are highlighting will see it as well. And perfect, Arjit, you did it as well, says Gary Dixon. But Tim Southey now for the highest wickets taken in T20 International. He is sitting on 100, just ahead of Rashid Khan, who is sitting on 99. I feel like by the end of this competition, though, he might be sitting on more than that man because Rashid Khan, very impressive. But then that's the thing. If New Zealand somehow win this game, then they are in the situation of, just down the leg side, and it will be now just flicking the pad so that it's going to be a dot ball. I'm going to make it a fun game. Make it a fun all game as well, and you are welcome as well. And also he has used it once again and said hello to Katie Dixon. But I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel because we are going to be back with plenty more T20 action. Also, a little bit of rugby will be coming in there as well. And then, we have got the KFC Big Bash coming up, but we will be covering the game tomorrow night between Bangladesh and England. Tim Southey once again bowling the final ball of his over now. My scoreboard is a little bit behind, but that one is going to be a dot ball there. Good over from Tim Southey. And now, as a comparison, at this stage, Pakistan are sitting 30 for 1. New Zealand, after the 6th over, was sitting on 42 for 1. So a slower start for Pakistan here. And the lower that New Zealand can keep that total, we did see that in the last 7 overs for New Zealand, they only scored 44 runs, which is a very low total indeed. New Zealand batters were weak in this tournament as well. Says Arash Shakesh. Yeah, they did not start well in those preseason fixtures. Unfortunately, it's time is ticking so slowly. Says Michaela. And also we have got there Harris Ralph, 4 wickets. He did very well in that fixture, Harris Ralph. I love watching him in the Melbourne Stars camp for the Big Bash. And yeah, hopefully we do get to see more of him this year for one of those sides as well. And also we have got there, hello mate. There you go, you did it as well. And also we have got there at Michael's Michaela, as well as said, how are you? In the chat. And also Blackcaps from Francis, and I think Bangladesh can upset England as well, says Shane. And that's the thing. Any team that does lose to one of these sides that have qualified for the Super 12, the likes of a Bangladesh or Sri Lanka causing an upset. Same with Afghanistan or maybe even a Scotland or Namibia somehow getting themselves an upset. That would be in the situation of really almost getting rid of someone's opportunity of going through to the semi-final as well. We always got there. Katie, you look, your profile pic looks like 22 years or less, and your name like 12 or 18 as well. Says Arjun, and also we have got there. Okay, I got to run out and do some shopping in town. Everyone have a fantastic day, and big love as well. Thank you very much, Katie, for tuning in, and I will see you later. That one's going to the boundary. Mitch Satner not quite getting it right, and Rizwan I want to hit that one to the boundary once again there. Subscribe to the channel for more rugby, cricket, rugby challenge, and possibly some Cricket 22 streams. 10 out of 10, says Sebastian there as well. Thank you very much, mate, for that plug. But you heard the man. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Satna, a little bit down leg side, and Rizwan able to get onto it early with the sweep shot. Doing it very nicely indeed. Tim Sally is the only New Zealander to feature in the top wickets takers list with more than 100 wickets in the T20 Blackcaps rocks as well. Oh, lobby ball from Satna, but it almost went decent. Who's the batter as well? It is actually Mohammad Rizwan at this stage. Very talented win predictor at this stage. Says 75% in favour of Pakistan. I'm going to sleep after 2 hours and 11 or 12 p.m. as well. Says Aridit, and I believe this game will be over by then also. And also, cheerio, Katie, in there. Big love, Katie. Take care from Sebastian and bye, Katie. Says Michaela there. And also, I'm 37 years old, mate, but thank you very much for the kind comments. Says Katie as well. But yeah, at this stage, it's going to be an interesting finish to this match because the current run rate for Pakistan is sitting at 5.37. The required is up to 7.41 at this stage as well. Now, after 7 overs for New Zealand, they were sitting on 45 for 1. It'll be just a little dabble there, and it's not going to be the quick single taken. And it does mean that it is going to be another dot ball for Mitch Santner. Needs a few more of them, going for 12 runs so far. Offers 1.4 overs. I think Pakistan will collapse and Blackcaps will win, says Coding. And at this stage, if the Blackcaps do not win this game, it will be them fighting India and also maybe Afghanistan for that other semi-final spot. If Pakistan win this game, they have got enough easy games from here up against the likes of Namibia and Scotland to be able to qualify for that semi-final. Martin Guptill going off the field here. That might be something to do with the foot because of the fact that he did get a Yorker that Harris Ralph ended up smacking his toes. That is going to be another dot ball here. So doing not too badly for Pakistan in terms of being able to keep that strike rate ticking over for Mohammad Rizwan, sitting on 23 off 24. But at this stage, Zaman is sitting on 1 off 6. But they are just showing the replay of Martin Guptill getting smacked on the toe. It was a very brutal shot. Just hitting the single there, and that is going to end the 7th over, 36 for 1. Like I mentioned, New Zealand, after 7 overs, we're sitting 45 for 1. So a little bit similar in that regard. 10 runs ahead at this stage were the Blackcaps there. And also we have got there, can someone make me a member for free as well? Says, unfortunately, they don't actually have the ability of gifting memberships on YouTube, which does kind of suck because on Twitch, they do actually have that ability. A few more good balls from Southie, and this could turn around as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat as well, super over, says BAL. 2 words that always put fear into the hearts of New Zealand supporters because we don't have the best record in a super over. But if it meant that we still had a chance of being able to win this game, I feel like the Blackcaps would take it at that stage as well. I was got there. Do you think there will be any changes for the All Blacks team for Wales, says Shane? I believe they will make probably about maybe 8 changes or so. They will bring the likes of Geordie Barrett back in, I think, is one of them. Also, Artie Savia will be coming back for that game as well. And maybe Cody Taylor. And then maybe Brad Weber as well gets an opportunity. There's quite a few that I think they will be changing. Rico Ioane, Anton Leonard-Brown, and maybe David Harvey also brought in. But now Jimmy Neesham in the opportunity. It's whipped off the leg there of Zaman, and he has been able to hit it down to square leg for a single as well. And also we have the Kiwi lads. Do you watch the IPL? I did watch some of the games. I didn't get to watch as many of them as I did want to for those ones. And also we have got there, the difference between required ones. Runs at balls has increased to 22. It is good for the Blackcaps as well, for the Blackcaps chances as well. So going there. And also, did you say the words super over as an Englishman to a Kiwi as well, says Sebastian? Yeah, I know that England, they remember that last one pretty well because they were able to win it. In fact, I think we had a rematch for a super over a little bit later on, and you also won that one, if I'm not wrong. And at this stage, they are showing Harris Ralph. He's looking very chilled out at the moment. I'm back on my laptop. I restarted and I did an update as well, says Michaela there, and super over, says BAL, all caps as well. Jimmy Neesham charging in. Just a little bit down leg, and it is going to be a leg by there. Rizwan gets off strike once again. Kiwi lads, can you tell a team name from the IPL? I guess I could go with the Kolkata Knight Riders. I could say them. Also the Chennai Super Kings. I believe they were the 2 teams in the final. But then you've also got, there's quite a few teams in that competition. I'm trying to think of all the other ones that I do want to say as well in terms of teams that had Kiwis in them as well. Oh, it's not coming to me now, unfortunately. I've got those 2, though, which I feel like is a decent shout. Also very excited for the Ashes Series Amish as well, 10 out of 10. And also correct, says Arjit there. And also, we don't do well in super overs. That's going to be a big swing, no ding, as they call it. And Nisham going straight under the bat of it was Zaman. And also we've got their need of wickets. Without wickets, very difficult to save target as well. Exactly right. And Bangalore, where Virat Kohli lives as well. And also DC in there. And also Mumbai Indians is another team that we have got there. And Delhi Capitals, I believe, is that other one there. And RCB will be Royal Challengers Bangalore. And also why New Zealand Blackcaps are so quiet team. No attitude, any specific reason, buddy. You Kiwis are so humble as well. Says Coding, I think at this stage, they just seem to be one of those sides that are having 50-50 performances at this stage. We don't seem to kind of do very well on pitches that are more in favour of spinners rather than the pace bowlers. But we're seeing here, if Tim Southee bowls a couple more cutters, perhaps he will be able to get himself maybe 1 or 2 more wickets as well. I didn't even know you could hit the ball twice with the same bat as well, says BAL. And also we have got there Chennai Super Kings is my IPL team, says BAL. But at this stage now, 52 minutes remaining for the innings timer, which does mean that this one will be finishing at about 6:30 a.m. New Zealand time as well. It would help a lot if you didn't use the USD initials as well and write the whole name instead as well. A little bit wide from Nisham, but it is a dot ball. And that is very crucial for the Blackcaps at this stage. Only the 1 run off Jimmy Neesham's over so far, and also the league bye, which does not count towards his bowling figures. But after 8 overs, the Blackcaps, they actually lost their second wicket during that 8th over, and they were sitting 56 for 2. So at this stage, that run rate, it's slowly increasing, and the Blackcaps, I don't believe they ever had an 8 run rate throughout their whole innings pretty much. So it does mean that maybe they will be able to get that one required run rate increasing. It is indeed. It's almost up to 8. Another dot ball here, and the Blackcaps will slowly be building up that pressure once again. It's going to be Jimmy Neesham now. Going to be hit down the ground just for the single, but very good over from Jimmy Neesham, only having the 3 runs off it. And now at this stage, it is going to be 96 off into 72 balls remaining for Pakistan to be able to win this game. 39 for 1 after their 8 overs as well. New Zealand could have a chance, says Michaela. If they have a couple more quiet overs, they have got a decent chance in this one, I have a feeling. It's slowly creeping up there, the run rate. They need 8 and over now, which does benefit them very much. But New Zealand actually have kept them to 10 runs less than they ended up getting in terms of Pakistan compared to New Zealand in that first one. 1 more wicket will do the trick as well. And also very humble and silent New Zealand team. That's why they control the game at any stage as well. And yeah, they never seem to be like flustered, I guess you could say. It always seems to be everyone stays calm. And I think that is something to do with the captaincy of Kane Williamson. He seems to be able to really just calm everyone down and go, right, boys, we're all right here. We just need a couple good overs. Is Sodhi now getting the opportunity? It's off the edge of his bat, and it is going to be the dot ball straight away. And also we have got there, we need tight overs, get the run rate up, and also RCB Royal Challengers Bangalore as well, Chennai Super Kings as well, and the Kolkata Knight Riders more in the next stat as well. And also once run rate gets over 12 would be good, but that's probably not possible as well, says Michaela. And also we've got there, they've already got Bubba out. If Rizwan goes, it's going to be a reverse sweep attempt there, fielded by the Blackcaps once again. Another dot ball in a row, and the game is on New Zealand as well, says Sebastian, if they do get themselves another wicket of Rizwan. Because like someone mentioned as well, I have actually still got the New Zealand batsmen going across the bottom, but we will show here they have got Hafiz, also Malik, and then they have got Ali Ahmad. There's another one. Oh, it's a big shot though, and Sodhi has been sent to the boundary for 6 shot and a half there from Zaman, and he has been able to hit it all the way to the boundary for Pakistan. 6 as well there in the chat, and that is a very nice shot from that man. Also, we have the World Cup final was the first ever ODI match I watched in full, and boy, was it worth it as well, says BAL. And yeah, I think that was actually the first match of that competition as well that I was able to watch fully through because of the weird time zones. Didn't mean that those games were on in the middle of the night. I believe it was finishing at about this time of the morning as well. And Zaman's wicket's crucial. It is indeed. Both of these guys at this stage, if they both go out, there is a slight chance that New Zealand can win this one, but they can't afford to give away 6 runs too often, because now all of a sudden that really helps out the run rate, and also it cuts down that deficit between how many New Zealand had at this stage and how many they are going to be on as well. This stage, Stephen Fleming, coaches in the IPL as well, says Shane, and also Captain Rohit for the Mumbai Indians going to be what to wait to the league side for just the single here for Pakistan once again. But Ish Sodhi, a lot of pressure on this man. Appreciate it, Arjit. as well there from Sebastian. And also, my ex-girlfriend was from Kerala State. And I love the Chennai Super Kings theme song as well. Says Bal there. Oh, sorry, B-A-L. It's a big shot, though. And at this stage now, it does mean that the wicket of Zaman, they do need to get rid of him at the crease very soon. Also, Rizwan with to be on his way as well, but it's a nice shot down the ground for the single once again in this situation. But I will also mention, if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on 30. It's not telling me at this stage. We are sitting on 33. So let's see if we can push that towards, I guess, 40 by the end of this live stream, or perhaps by the end of the next 5 overs or so. It's going to be a shout from Ish Sodhi. No. Goff has said no. Does that mean, oh, they've been able to get themselves an overthrow as well there for Pakistan? Do they go upstairs? They have gone upstairs, which will mean this run will be taken away if they end up in the situation of having it kind of reversed. But TV umpire is going to have to see whether or not this one is going to be an LBW shout. And also, at the stage, we have got their review as well, Zaman and Rizwan. This 2 wickets is key for victory as well. And also, man, I like your videos. Keep it up as well, says I wish. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated you being here for this live stream. A Sodhi, decent delivery, pitching in line. Oh. Is it going to bounce over here, man? Which Indian team do you like as well? Says I wish. I quite like watching. Oh, I'm trying to think of who it was. They had quite a few of the Kiwis. Kane Williamson side is a pretty good one to watch. Pakistan may not even make 100 if New Zealand pull their finger out. As well, says BAL. They are just checking this one. He has not hit it. But the question is it bouncing over the surface? We have seen from past ones that it has stayed down, but I don't believe that it is going to be staying on the stumps here. I think it is going straight over the top for Ish Sodhi. Pitching in line. It's hitting the stumps, and that's going to be reversed, and that is the wicket. Geez, that didn't bounce at all. And that is going to be reversing the decision, and that is going to be the second wicket here for New Zealand. And Ish Sodhi picks up the big wicket there. And that's also, we have got the Pakistan will win, as well as GFF. And also, I think, out as well. And also, it's close gone. See, I thought initially where it hit him just above the knee roll, so I thought maybe that was still going over, but it didn't really bounce up too much. He was also relatively deep in his crease. But that is going to be Saman now. He will be on his way. And I'm so glad I stayed up as well, says Michaela, although the game is not over yet. I'm a fan of the Night Riders in the IPL as well. And Sunrisers Hyderabad is the team that's Bastian has said as well. But it is going to be Saman on his way. 11 of 17 balls. LBW by Sodhi. And now they are going to be bringing out their 4th batsman for this one here for Pakistan. Hopefully that is going to be having it. Yes, it is. It has updated itself. So 47 for 2 after 9 overs. New Zealand at this stage with 56 for 2. So they're kind of going neck and neck. And the big thing here is in the 10th over, which is this one coming up right now, New Zealand lost another wicket. Have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But it was actually, I believe, Jimmy Neesham who would have been on his way for that one. At this stage, wicket as well in there. And Mumbai Indians, says Awish. And also in India, it's 10-2 as well, or 10-2 at this stage. And also we have got the Yay wicket, says Awish. It was indeed very well bowled by Ish Sodhi, able to pick up the wicket, even though he went for a 6 earlier on. But Mohammad Hafiz now will be at the crease. In it for 2 more wickets, says Shane. Yeah, at this stage, I did say they needed 5 wickets by 10 overs. I don't think that is going to be possible from here, but if they can get themselves into a good position, Jimmy Neesham there had a bit of spring in the step, and that is going to be the dot ball straight away for Jimmy Neesham. You guys watched the 100. Have you guys watched the 100? The format is crazy, but fun as well. Says Akshat, I don't believe I have at this stage. Mumbai Mavericks as well, says BAL. There, and yeah, wicket, 2 more wickets, says Shane. And there as well. But at this stage, it was almost finding the outside edge of Rizwan's bat. Which app can we see live as well, says Awish. What country do you live in, Awish? Because depending on that country, it will be able to depend on what you are able to watch it on. It's going to be whipped away to the leg side by Mohammad Rizwan. Running it hard as well. A little bit of a yes-no and just kept it to 1 there. Good fielding in the deep from New Zealand. Crick Buzz as well, says Audit there. Because depending on the country, New Zealand, anyone who is from New Zealand who is wanting to watch this game, if you have got yourself, for one, if you have got Sky, you can watch it on there. But if you don't have Sky and you do have a TAB account, which is kind of a weird one, to us. But if you do have a TAB account, you can actually watch all of the Cricket World Cup games on there for free, due to the fact that they are actually showing them all on there as well. The 100 is a load of bollocks designed for kids who can't even sit still through a T20 match. As us is BAL. On this stage, Nisham running in once again, and now it's going to be hit over the top for Hafiz. Got it all the way, and that's going to be the 6 runs as well. Somebody said that 2 more wickets would be a victory as well, says Arjad, and also Muhammad Hafiz is a really good, he is indeed, and he has been able to hit one of the first balls that man has faced to the boundary. In fact, it is his first ball that he has faced of his innings, and he's just hit it all the way to the boundary, which is just a very good bit of skill. The Ferns needed that wicket. Great call as well, says Theo there, and also not good on the in the radar as well. Yeah, unfortunately, it just ended up as a half volley outside of the off stump. No danger there for Hafiz. A man of his talent, he was just able to hit it straight over the boundary for 6. And Nation, he's got a bit of a smile on his face, but he will know that he made a big mistake there in terms of getting it just a little bit wrong. Now, at this stage, I am just going to quickly look down. So New Zealand, after the 10th over, they were 60 for 3 as well. And RRR has gone down as well, says Michaela. Yeah, at this stage, they only need 7.71 and over now. And come on, Blackcaps, some more wickets, or at least some dot balls as well. New Zealand will win, says Owish there. As well, bowled by Jimmy Neesham. Just going to be down the ground for the single, which I guess is a little bit better than going to the boundary, of course. But they would like dot balls at this stage, New Zealand. 2 balls left until we are halfway through the innings for Pakistan. I said after the 10 that they wanted to have them at less than 80, I believe I said, but that is well and truly going to be accessible here, unless, of course, they go absolutely berserk in the next kind of few balls. Hafiz danger as well, says Ismail, and yeah, Hafiz now is going to be at the non-strikers end, but hitting the 6, going to be a super over as well, says BAL, but now Nisham running in. Rizwan on strike, whipping it away to the leg side, and I feel like the longer that man is at the crease, the more chance that Pakistan have of winning this game, just because if he doesn't give up his wicket, he will have the power throughout this whole innings to be able to get over the line. Please, New Zealand, some dot balls or wickets as well, says Awish. But at this stage now, 1 more ball before the 10th over. The target is 135. They are not halfway there yet, but they've got 2 batsmen who can certainly get the job done if they can stay at the crease for a little bit longer. But it will be Hafiz, 7 off 2 balls at this stage. They have got 2 men deep. In fact, they've only got 1 man deep at long on. Everyone else is behind the wicket. Little chip over to the leg side out to mid wicket. And it is just going to be kept to the single, or is it? Are they running hard? Yes, they are. And it is going to be just the 2 for that one. But that is going to be the end of the over. Jimmy Neesham going for a few too many in that one, going for the 11 in the end. And it does mean now, after the 10 overs, 58 for 2. Yeah, they need to get Rizwan out. They do indeed. He is going to be 1. And also Hafiz, while we're at it, would be a decent wicket to be able to pick up at the same time. Are there fans at these games? There are quite a few. I do see Pakistan have quite the supporter base at this game. And I assume, depending on the stadium, depends on how many people they are allowed at these grounds as well. Satnar and Sodhi should be continue the spell, need a couple of wicket. Yeah, I think they will bowl Sodhi once again and maybe save Satnar for about that, I want to say 15th or so over. 58 after 10. Still everything to play for, says Sebastian. Indeed, there is. After 10 overs, they were 60 for 3, New Zealand. So there's not a lot of a split between these two sides. Although the big thing is the last 7 overs for New Zealand were very quiet for them as well. So we will have to wait and see how it goes. I believe it was the last 7 overs, only 44 runs. And Ismail has said yes there in the chat as well. And also, please, some dot balls from Awish. And I believe they will be going with Sodhi once we do go back into the batting, because of the fact that we are 10 overs down. Which means we have got a drinks break here at this stage. Only the 2 wickets. But it was gone by Tim Southey with a bowled. And then it was also Zaman, who was LBW by Ish Sodhi. They did go for the review, and they were able to get the decision overturned for the Blackcaps. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends. 10 overs, 60 balls left. And the total that they are going to be needing is 77 runs. New Zealand is better batting second as well, says Shane. And actually, looking at this kind of fixture, when I did see that it is going to be, that's straight through the middle there. It was pretty much in the situation of, unfortunately for them, when I did see that Pakistan were bowling first, I saw possibly a lot less runs for New Zealand in that regard. And also, over there, Hamish, is this the only Kiwi stream for this game as well, says Sebastian? I believe it would be. I don't think too many people are getting up in the middle of the night for this matchup, seeing as it is a 3 a.m. start here in New Zealand. We are going to be doing the same for India versus New Zealand, though. So if you are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. All the support you guys have been showing on this one. And also, we have got the man. I like your videos. Keep it up. Says, I wish. Thank you very much, mate. The stage is Sodhi, sorry, and also Tim Southey, the two men who were able to get the wicket. Southey bowling 3 overs so far, 1 for 12. Bowling well, but he has got one more over left that he will be using at some stage. Everybody is better batting second in Dubai as well. And also we've got everybody is better batting second in Dubai. And also man, I love New Zealand. So and Satner now going to be given the ball for this one. So maybe deciding to leave Southey for a little bit, Sodhi for a little bit longer. Rizwan going to be running quickly. Oh, it was close to a run-out opportunity there for the Blackcaps, but scampering through. It is going to be the single. You keep making me yawn, says Michaela. I do apologize for that in advance. School is going to be tough for yourself, seeing as you have stayed up all night for this one. But the Fantasy League at this stage, Harris Ralph is the most popular option for this one. And also New Zealand from Sebastian. I've realized now I've started reading the chat over there once again, and that is why I've started yawning again, because of the fact that the light is right there. So I might have to keep on trying to have my head that way and then looking at the camera every once in a while. But now it is going to be Hafiz on strike. Was able to hit a 6, the very first ball that he did face. See if we can do it again, or see if he can do it again. And at this over of Satner. So after 11 overs, New Zealand was sitting on 63 for 3. So at this stage, New Zealand still need one more wicket before the 11th over and can only go for another 4 runs. Satner now nicely bowled. It is going to be whipped away to the leg side. Out to deep mid wicket just for the single. Don't worry, mate. That super over will wake you up, as says BAL. And every time chasing, it's quite easy in UAE grounds. Toss win or loss is a big factor as well. And yeah, I guess it's one of those ones. Those tosses, or the toss as it comes up more and more often in these later games. India versus New Zealand, the toss will be crucial for those two sides. A little bit of an arm ball there. And once again, Rizwan going to be hitting it to the leg side, getting himself once again another single. And at this fixture as well. Hopefully you don't have work in the morning or school as well, says Sebastian. I believe they have got school. And also I have to leave for school in 2 hours, says Michaela. So yeah, you will certainly need to make up some sleep, probably tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon after school, or today after school, I should say, because of the fact that you will have to get just a few more hours sleep to catch up on them as well. Satner once again hit down the ground for the single for Hafiz. At this stage, singles are helping Pakistan a little bit because of the fact they're keeping that strike rate ticking over. But New Zealand, they won't be minding singles a huge amount. Of course, they love dot balls, but that's going to be very hard to do. And also, we've got those tosses as well. Yeah, I need to change that as well. So Sebastian there going to be hit out through the gap for Rizwan. And that is going just for the single there. Once again, nicely done. Well taken there by Tim Seifert. He's got the gloves on for this one. I'm on Halloween break as well, says Ismail there. And speaking of Halloween, next week for our live stream between the All Blacks and also it will be All Blacks versus Wales, we will be having a costume of some sort for the Halloween themed live stream. That's what I'm talking about. Williamson's captaincy. Satner is good for this stage of the match as well. Now at this stage advancing, Hafiz, is there a catch? Yes, there is. What a catch it was by Devon Conway, able to hang on. And Hafiz is going to be on his way. What a catch for Devon Conway out in the deep. And at this stage, we have got the what a catch and hey in the chat from Arjun and also out. And I'm not even getting Sebastian there and do some devil shots, extra strong espresso shots with some chili powder as well. But Satner ended up getting hit down the ground. What a catch for Conway. We needed that as well, says Michaela. They did indeed. And a wicket for New Zealand there. So looking at this now, 11 overs down. 11 overs down, New Zealand. We're sitting on 63 for 3. And that sounds like a familiar number. And the reason that sounds like a familiar number is because Pakistan are sitting on the exact same thing at this stage. 8 is the required run rate here, but they are still in the box seat, Pakistan, unless they lose the wicket of really at this stage. It is Rizwan, and then probably Malik as well will be another one. Yeah, boy, as well, says Josh. And no surprise for guessing that both New Zealand and Wales costumes will be sheep as well, says BAL. Not quite for that one. We have got something else planned, which will be interesting. I'm not sure how it will go, but I've pretty much realized when I did get it that it didn't come with something that I thought it came with, so now I'm going to be missing something for it. Question, what time will the All Blacks game live stream as well, says Michaela. It is going to be at 5:15 a.m. We will be starting that one on Sunday, but the game will be kicking off at 5:45 for this fixture as well. But at this stage now, Sodhi will be bowling from the other end. Devon Conway, they will take a very Very impressive catch there for the Blackcaps, and Rizwan now sitting on 29 off 32. But he is still out there, and that is what they are going to need. Good time for me in the Netherlands as well, says Josh, and also what a catch, says BAL. Yeah, very nicely taken. I'll try and make it, as says Michaela, and we have got the game a little bit earlier on in that night, which will be Scotland versus Tonga, but that one, I don't believe will be as popular, but it is going to be Shoaib Malik, who will be out there, castrated zombie sheep as well, in there from BAL. The stage's average is 31. He hasn't got the helmet on at the moment, and he will be on strike to Ish Sodi as well. In Wales, they're not sheep sellers, but sex traffickers as well, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, do you think Wales will have a strong team, says Shane? I believe they will have a decent side. I believe they are going to be missing the likes of a Dan Bigger or someone like that due to Northampton Saints commitments, I believe he has got for the Gallagher Premiership. But it is going to be in that situation of they will be missing a few of their players. God always wants Blackcaps to win. What a terrific catch by Devon Conway as well. Says Coding, yeah, phenomenal take from that man. Yeah, decent innings with the bat. It's going to be well bowled by Sodi, and it's a dot ball, a much needed dot ball there. That ain't a joke, it's a fact as well, says BAL. There'll be a lot of pressure here on Ish Sodi. 1 for 8 off his first one in the last. Okay, we're looking now. Okay, it was a big over for New Zealand in their 12th. They were able to get a 4 and a 6 in a row when Kane Williamson was almost out. That's going to be a single out to the deep, and Malik is going to be off the mark now. Nicely played down the ground. He was advancing there for that one, and then just didn't quite get it right, didn't get all of it, and then beautiful take there from Devon Conway. That one's going to be replayed in New Zealand for a little while, definitely, if they can somehow get themselves a win in this fixture. At this stage, they are still going to need 71 runs here for Pakistan. There's one on strike, dragged down there by Sodi, and that one's going to be going between the fielders for 4. And that is out mid-wicket way, unfortunately. Sodi cannot afford to drag that down. Need a couple of wickets as well. And run rate has gone back up to 8.15. And I believe that will drop it just a little bit more with that boundary of Sodi in that one as well. And also we have got there, it's a fact as well. Sodi dragging it down. You can't afford to do that as a leg spinner. Too much time for Rizwan to just get onto it, swing the bat through, and was able to get it all the way to the boundary. And now the run rate drops back down below the 8 as well. But Rizwan's still going to be on strike here for Sodi. A little bit wide, too wide, and it's going to be the wide from Ish Sodi. And you must be from or West Yorkshire as well. I'm guessing Leeds or Wakefield as well there. They are just showing how much ground Devon Conway had to cover for that one as well. And they couldn't believe it, the Pakistan supporters in the crowd as well. We have got their wicket is crucial as well. Is that going to be the wicket of Rizwan? They have gone upstairs. And Mohammad Rizwan, does he take the DRS? What is he going to do here? 9 seconds. Do they do it? He's asking the question. He's one of the set batsmen for Pakistan. He's walking. And he is saying that he is not going to be going for it. It is another wicket for New Zealand now. And it's Ish Sodi who was able to get a yes out as well there. And also, I was waiting for you and also out in there. And Mohammad Rizwan, 33 runs off 34 deliveries. He is on his way now. And Ish Sodi able to get that spin. Going very nicely. Skids on. I think that was definitely going to be hitting the leg stump. And yes as well, says Arjid. And also we have got there on proper Yorkshire, North Yorkshire as well. And also we have got there, oh yes, says Sebastian there. And Rizwan is out 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. This stage now, it's starting to get into that situation of New Zealand building themselves up some momentum. Now we will quickly, while we are at it, we're going to have a look down here. Look at that. Look at how quickly this can change. 58% now for New Zealand to be able to win this game, all because of those few wickets. Ish Sodi bowling very well. Also, Mitchell Santner getting a wicket at the other end. And now, because of it, New Zealand are sitting in a position to be able to possibly get back into this one as well. Let's go, boys, as well. And we need that. Could win this now as well on OP Pakistan, as well, says world's best gamer. And also, guys, some cricket dialogues like, come on, boys, can you give? As well as Adrian, and also come on, New Zealand, says Shane. So at this stage, that is the end of no, it's not quite the end of the 14th over. My apologies there. But what we will be able to do here is we will be able to see exactly what New Zealand was sitting on after the 14th over after the 12th over. They were sitting on 75 for 3. And then they had another big over straight after that. After the 13th over, they were sitting on 90 for 3. So straight away, Pakistan, they need 66 from 50. It is still very doable for Pakistan, but they can't afford to lose any more wickets Is Sodi there, being able to stop that one from being a single. Come on, you Kiwis as well. And then also OP Pakistan as well, says world's best game. And at the moment, Pakistan, they are sitting very nicely in this match. Ahmad Wasim is the man who has made his way to the crease. And Pakistan also, I will show you guys exactly where they are sitting at the moment in terms of on the table. And they are sitting very nicely indeed, sitting in second at this stage. Afghanistan above them is Sodi doing the lobby ball, and that is going to be worked away to the leg side off the leg, and it is going to be a single. Sodi's spill is very full for Pakistan as well, and Kiwi lads, and we are Lala as well. Says Aridid, and also we have got there, we are Lala as well from Ajay, but that is the end of the 12 over 70 for 4 now for Pakistan in this fixture up against the Blackcaps. It's going to go down to the wire. I feel like even though we are in this position of the Blackcaps having 4 wickets, 2 new batsmen at the crease, all it takes is one more big over for Pakistan, and they are right back into this fixture as well. We have got there good, or a couple more wickets would be good as well, says Michaela. But nonetheless, I will mention as well, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, and you guys have been showing a huge amount of support for these Cricket World Cup live streams. It is currently sitting 5:50 a.m. here in New Zealand, but we are not slowing down. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if we are going to be back tomorrow night for England taking on Bangladesh as well, which will be a very exciting fixture, isn't it? Like 6 a.m. over there as well, says Daniel Lewis. It is indeed, mate. 5:50 at the stage, and done. I've liked and subbed, says it Michaela. So thank you very much. Hugely appreciated for that as well. I'm going to sleep, says Audit. So we will see you later on. So yeah, hopefully you do enjoy the rest of your night. But Nisham now going to be running in one more wicket before the 15th. Says Michael there, advancing down the ground. Ahmad hasn't got all of it, but it is going to be falling safe down the ground for just the single. 10-7 in the Netherlands. Oh, they did get 2. Very well run there for Pakistan. Commitment made as well, says Danny Lewis. Exactly right. We are going to be pretty much staying up all night for this live stream. But Sodi would have got that one, and it would have actually been the lost review if they did decide to try and review it there for the DRS. The cricket gods will favour the Kiwis this time as well, says Wise One there. And also, can you name a team from the CPL as well? And also Mzansi Super League or Canada Global T20 as well from it is BAL. And bet after this, it certainly will be. We will be doing, it's a nice shot out through cover there. And once again, it is going to be the single. But it looks like Ahmad is going to be playing aggressive at this stage, trying to get this game over and done with so that they don't end up in the situation of leaving it too little too late. People watching cricket in the Netherlands as well, says Akshat as well. But at this stage, the run rate continues to kind of creep up a little bit here for them. 8.09 for the current run rate. And after the 13th over for the Blackcaps, they were sitting on 90 for 3. So they are just a little bit ahead in terms of the run rate. So it may be that Pakistan have a slower later stage, or a slightly faster later stage of the match, whereas New Zealand were a little bit quicker earlier on and closed out the game with just a little bit slower than they would have liked to as well. We have got the, no, I don't watch these as well, says Audit. And also we have got the no school as well, says Michaela. Now it is going to be, once again, another dot ball. Good shot there. Did they try? Oh, it's risky stuff, throwing it at the stumps when the man is back in his crease, but they are just showing that they are trying to keep on that pressure. The Caribbean Premier League is pretty good. It will be fully licensed in Cricket 22. I'm looking forward to that game coming out as well. They are actually showing a highlight from 2010, New Zealand versus Pakistan, when they needed 2 runs off the final ball of the game for the 2010 game between the two sides. Low, it's the same players as the IPL in those different in those leagues as well, says BAL. And also, you must be nocturnal. Do you not go out during the day, says Danny. It depends on what rugby we have got on, but normally I do end up staying up till the random hours of the night and then kind of sleeping during the nice morning time, I guess you could say, and also the afternoon, and wake up at tea time. I'm thinking of getting Spark Sport as well, says Shane, although I will warn you, I don't believe they actually have these games on there, Shane. But they do have the URC as one of the competitions, and also the Premier League and whatnot. But Shane, do you have a TAB account, out of curiosity? If you are trying to watch this game, that is, do let me know, because the TAB have actually got these games on there for free. And pretty much all you got to do is click on them, and then they do let you play them straight from the TAB to be able to watch them as well. And they're a little bit less delayed than Sky. I have noticed Netherlands are a good team. Says the BAL. They're pretty decent overall in the Netherlands. They've got some good players. They only just missed out on the group stage qualifying as well. Do you have to be 18 plus as well, says Michaela. Unfortunately, yeah, for the TAB one, you do have to be 18 plus, and also you need to have ID verification to be able to have that as well. That one's going down. There was a little noise. It's going to be hitting the leg is the call there. And down to the wire against Pakistan. The Kiwis have done well regardless of the final result as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, for this one to go down to the final couple balls as well. No, last net Sparks bought for the World Cup as well, says Shane. In any crowd, says Danny, there are a few people in attendance for this one. I believe depending on the region that it is played in, depends on how many people they are allowed at the ground. I believe it just slightly touched the pad there going down there, but it is going to be the dot ball, which is key for the Blackcaps at this stage. The run rate up to 8.5. It is slowly increasing. Ahmad on strike. He's got a high bat lift, and he is going to be trying to smack this one, and it's a beautiful cover drive, but has been stopped. Well fielded there from Tim Southey, and they run through from the single. Now, it could have been very easy for him to miss that one due to the fact that he thought that maybe Kane Williamson were going to be able to get themselves. I think Smart Sport only shows highlights and not live as well, says Michaela there. That is the end of the 13th over. 75 for 4 at the moment here for New Zealand. After 14 overs, or after 13 overs, 90 for 3 is what the Blackcaps were on. But then there were a few quiet overs for their last 7. They only scored 44 runs from their last 7 overs. Whereas from this one, Pakistan are going to need themselves 60 to be able to get themselves a win. And also we have got there how much over left of Bolt as well. I believe he has still got another 2 overs that he is allowed to bowl. But Sodhi has also got 2. And he is going to be bowling this one now. You can see that the crowd, they are absolutely loving this fixture so far. Loving the fact that they have been able to go to the UAE and be able to take part in a Cricket World Cup. We are at the Super 12 stage. Whoever wins these 2 group stages, the top 2 go through to the semi-final. Ish Sodhi now giving him a little bit of width. That's going to be hit down the ground just for the single once again. Just keeping the strike rate ticking over at the moment for Pakistan. 59 needed from 41 deliveries here. And they are just showing that the next game is going to be England versus Bangladesh tomorrow night, or tonight, I guess I should say, New Zealand time at 11 p.m. New Zealand time. We are going to be covering that game on the channel as well. If you guys are keen to be able to see it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to come around as well. We have got that your eyes are red. You need Red Bull to sponsor you as well, says Daniel Lewis. Yeah, they're a bit bloodshot at the moment. I think it's also from how many times I have yawned throughout this one. I've worked out that looking at my ring light really ends up just making my eyes just make me want to yawn as well. Has New Zealand ever hosted a T20 World Cup? Oh, I believe we have, but something that is an interesting stat is they have never lost an opening game of a T20 World Cup ever. So that is why this is so important for them to be able to get the win here. Which 2 teams have the hypest matches as well? Says Ismail. That's going to be a reverse sweep attempt there from Pakistan, but once again, it's going to be a dot ball off the bowling of Ish Sodhi. I believe the rivalry, New Zealand and England slowly been building just because of that World Cup final. But I feel like overall, India versus Pakistan are always very, very intense matches. But then the likes of watching someone like a West Indies take on someone is always very exciting to see because you never know what you're going to get from that West Indian side. Definitely with Chris Gale and whatnot. At this opening of the batting, that's going to be hit down the ground. It is going to be a bit of a cheer, but fielded in the deep by Satner. And once again, another dot ball, once again, another single. And Australia as well, says Shane. And also, I believe they're actually going to go and co-host the Women's T20 World Cup, if I'm not wrong there. They are showing how the Super 12 is sitting at the moment for Group 1, and I will do the same here for you guys. So Sri Lanka and England at the moment, they are above the safe zone, and they are at this stage going to be able to qualify for the semi-finals. Then there are a couple of sides who are very close. So Ish Sodhi now, once again, going to be whipped away to the leg side, and it looks like they will just be getting the single. And nicely done. Seifert is the man who is keeping for this one as well. New Zealand fielding is very good. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Every time very disciplined as well. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Doing gaming stream podcast and doing cricket stream commitment mate as well. Says Daddy Lewis. Yeah, we ended up filming the podcast. It actually ended up running a little bit overtime in terms of what we had planned. Ooh. It's going to be just... Is it a dot ball? I believe it was a wide. Yes, it was from Ish Sodhi. And that does mean that we were still 1 ball left. And it does mean that they have got the extra delivery here. I think they actually were able to sneak through for a single there, if I'm not wrong. For that one as well, perhaps. Or maybe not. We will have to wait and see. I did miss that one just a little bit there. But yeah, pretty much have been flat out filming and also editing a little bit. Ish Sodhi now bowling the extra ball, well fielded there on the ring there from Chapman, and that saved a boundary. How long did the podcast take? So we started filming it at, I believe it was 9:30 that we started the filming for it, and then we ended up, I think we finished it at around 11:20 or so, but then we also ended up talking a little bit after till around, I believe we ended up talking till about 2 a.m. And then I had about half an hour or so to start preparing for this one as well. Which two teams have the hypest matches as well, says Ismail? I mean, New Zealand-Australia is always a pretty awesome one to watch, purely because of the fact that it's that trans-Tasman rivalry here in the kind of Southern Hemisphere. Be sure to check the Rugby Down Under podcast on Apple, Spotify, and also Google as well, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there RRR has gone up to just about at 9 as well. Yeah, this stage 8.83. Like I mentioned, 14 overs gone for the Blackcaps. They were sitting on 95 for 4. So at this stage, there's still that little bit of a difference, but this game is nowhere near over yet between these two sides. All it takes is for Malik or Ahmad to get a couple boundaries in a row, and then New Zealand are in a little bit of trouble and back on the back foot. I believe they are at the moment the favourites to win this game just as the live odds are sitting, but that can change pretty quickly. All it takes is a boundary or a wicket, and then Pakistan are going to be straight back into this one to be able to get themselves towards that win, but we will have to wait and see how it goes. Now it is going to be Trent Boult coming back into the bowling attack. 2 overs bowled so far, only going for the 11 runs, not able to take a wicket yet, but does know how to change up the speed, and I feel like that is something that's going to be very important for the pace of his deliveries. It's going to be a little bit wide there, but it's a dot ball. And that is good news for the Blackcaps. Once again, everybody versus England is the hypest match as well, says BAL. And also we have got there, have you done a review of Weekend Rugby yet? Says Shane, we have indeed. That is going to be the Rugby Down Under podcast that will be coming out tomorrow. And that will be where we talk about those games that were taking place between the USA and the All Blacks, and also between the Wallabies and Japan was another match that we did talk about for that one. At this stage now, Trent Boult once again going to be running in. First ball was a dot. Next one was not one. It is going to be now a run-out opportunity. They have been able to get through. And it is going to be just the single. So at this stage now is the run rate. It is above 9 at this stage in the fixture. So it's going to be interesting to see how this closes out, because they will need a big over soon. Pakistan, if they want a chance. Also, Adil Rashid's bowling was OP as well, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, don't take a wicket off this two pair. It's good for New Zealand, increasing run rate as well. I guess that is a good point as well. If they can keep them not getting the boundaries in this one, New Zealand, Wales, 70,000 full crowd. Hopefully All Blacks don't fall under pressure. That will be an absolutely awesome atmosphere to have 70,000 in attendance for that game. And I am very excited for it. 5:45 a.m. Well, we went at a starting all. Okay, he swapped around his hands here for that shot. So it is actually going to be not considered a wide. It would have been a wide if he hadn't tried to do a switch it, but because he switched his hands, does make it a wide. Well, that one in New Zealand need to take wickets. Keep it tight as well, says Shane. And also the last 2 overs will be crucial for both teams. Well, indeed. And at this stage, Boult has actually got one of the best economies alongside Southey, who has still got an over to go in this one as well. I assume he will be closing out this innings, or he will be close to closing it as well. As a bouncer from Trent Boult is in the air. It's gone over the top, and that's going to be 4 runs for Ahmad, who has been able to get himself up to double figures now, 11 from 11. And that helps out the required run rate. We saw before that delivery, 9.45 was what was required, and that puts us straight back down to 9 as well. Favorite cricket brand, as well, says Daniel Lewis. So I've got quite a bit of Gray Nichols kind of stuff. I've got a couple Gray Nichols bats, so I will go with that as well as my choice, although I quite enjoy Kookaburra as well, to be fair. It's decent as well, but do let me know yours. I used to have Scavenger bats as well, kind of right back in the day when I did used to have me smaller bats. That's going to be a shot for LBW, and it's given for Trent Boult getting Ahmad. Is he going to go upstairs here? He is saying maybe that he didn't hit it, although it looks like he's injured himself, so he doesn't look too keen to stay out there at the moment. Is he going to review it? No, it looks like he's going to be walking here, Ahmad. So because of it, it does mean that that is going to be the 5th wicket here for New Zealand. Try to reverse sweep. The reverse sweep on this wicket is not good news for you. Doesn't seem to be working out, but Ahmad is on his way for 11 runs off the 12 balls, and that is going to be another New Zealand wicket now. Trent Boult, yeah, he ended up bowling it. Middle stump. Oh, it ended up hitting the thigh pad, but I think it hit just below the thigh pad on the leg, so he looked like he was limping pretty badly here. Ahmad, so hopefully that isn't anything too serious for the man, but favourite New Zealand player in cricket as well, says Shane. I quite enjoy watching Trent Boult, I'll be honest, but also Kane Williamson is another one to look out for. But at this stage now, it does mean Ahmad is on his way, and Asif now making his way to the crease. And also we have got their thoughts on the New Zealand versus USA match It feels like a poorly thought out idea to promote the game to the US for me as well, says the Big V8 show. We actually end up talking a little bit more in depth about it on that podcast, but pretty much I felt like the idea for them to do it seemed like it was going to be a good idea, but they didn't really execute it in a way that would have been like great for them, if that makes sense, because of the fact that it did end up the USA were able to score themselves their first ever try against the All Blacks, but then it was also in that situation of the 100 points and also the wrong size field didn't really help out as well in terms of trying to promote the game in the US, because they do want to try and get that World Cup 2031, I believe, is going to be the one that they're bidding on. But first, they will have to make sure that they do qualify for that World Cup as well. It's got there. Now we have a chance, I think, as well. And there now it's going to be Trent Boult once again, bowling that through the gap, though. And a sieve off the mark with getting himself the boundary. That is very impressive for AY to start the innings. You need to get a hoodie string, mate, as well, says Danny. Although normally hoodie strings, I just end up accidentally pulling on them and then they end up going wrong. So that is why most of my hoodies do not have them at this stage. I'm talking about Yorkers as well. That was a very nice shot from Asif, just able to put it down to the third man boundary. And it does go for 5 runs in the end there, that over of Trent Boult. 15 overs down at this stage. New Zealand was sitting 100 for 4. She's still very close at this stage. Asif Ali is good as well. Looking like he will be one that they'll have to watch out for with the bat and hand, because he just played it so effortlessly, just glided it down to third man, getting the boundary, a much needed boundary for Pakistan, because now their required run rate is still sitting at 8.8. And also T10 would be a better fit for USA as well, says BAO. And also, how much was New Zealand on at 15 overs as well, says Michaela. At this stage, they were sitting on 100 runs for 4 wickets. So only 9 points difference, 9 runs difference, but the 1 extra wicket for the Blackcaps in this situation. Have you got any big plans for yourself or for the channel as well, says Daniel Lewis? I guess that's a good question. In terms of big plans, as in like certain sports and whatnot, Danny, or as in just in general, do let me know. I will answer any questions about the channel that you have got if I have got the ability of being able to answer them. But we've got a few things planned for the future. I didn't realize this game was on as well, says Shane. And yeah, at this stage, New Zealand, they haven't lost an opening fixture of a T20 World Cup, T20 World Cup ever. So they are just showing that one of it was Ahmad. It was actually hitting the stumps. So it was a good call not to review that one. In all honesty, if all baseball players turn into cricketers, the USA would have a fabulous cricket team as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, it is one of those ones. They have got a lot of talented players. It's similar to the rugby players, kind of like looking at the NFL and everything along those lines. If they can get a couple transitioning, they might be in that position of being able to really build themselves up. At this stage, New Zealand are now the favourites to be able to win this game. Dot ball there from Ish Sodhi once again. He is going to be bowling out in Pakistan there from it is Thirveni as well. Although the game is not over yet. If they can get themselves a decent partnership here between Malik and also Asif, they might still be able to get there. Aren't you going to broadcasting school next year? As I said, Danny Lewis, it is possibly on the cards. Oh, it's going to hit the leg, and that is not going to be a run, but it's also not going to be a wide either, because it did hit the pad of the man. Wins Australia and New Zealand games as well, says Shane. So at this stage, I will quickly put up, I have got this one made up for New Zealand. So they are going to be playing up against India in 5 days' time, and that is going to be a crucial game. If New Zealand win that, they will all but qualify for the semi-finals, and they have got Scotland, Namibia, Afghanistan. That's a big shot down the ground there into the gap, and that is going to be the 4 runs once again. And also Malik Dangerman says Ismail, he's a very successful player, and that is a very nice shot indeed. But yeah, those are the fixtures for New Zealand. For Australia, they have got a couple of different fixtures that they will be having. Have I still got theirs? I believe this is actually Australia's. If I'm not wrong, they have got Sri Lanka. That is not in 5 days' time, though. That is actually in 2 days or so. Then they have got England versus Australia on Sunday, Bangladesh, and then West Indies. So a lot more challenging fixtures for Australia in this one. But yeah, we will have to wait and see exactly how they go at this stage, sitting on 97 for 5. 1 ball left of Ish Sodhi. Spell down the leg side. It's hit the pad once again, and that is going to be just a leg by. So that is the end of Sodhi's spell. 4 overs, 28 for 2 for his bowling figures. Decent from Ish Sodhi right there. And also we have got there, very happy to see Sodhi continue his spell. Well done, William, as well in the chat. And also we have got there, Test cricket and ODI is a completely different beast, says the Big V8 show. And also we have got there, in there, but we do want a load of overexcited, but do we want a whole heap of overloaded, or sorry, do we want a load of overexcited Americans whipping at a T20 match. I wouldn't mind it high all the time anyway. And also we've got their CR is getting too high as well, says Michaela, although at this stage, 9.25 is still very doable for them in this one. We will have to wait and see exactly how it goes, though, in the later stages. Are you doing Australia games? She's Shane. I am doing a majority of them. The only one that I won't be able to do, unfortunately, will be Australia taking on England, which is one of the biggest ones that they have got. But the reason behind that is Wales and the All Blacks are going to be playing off at that same time, and then also Scotland versus Tonga in the rugby. They both overlap with that fixture, unfortunately. So it does mean that I am going to be missing out on just that one, but every other Australian fixture we are hoping to be able to cover. But 16 overs down. After 16 overs, New Zealand was sitting on 107 for 4. So still a little bit of a difference, but Tim Southee going to be bowling his final over of a spell as well. So slower ball taking the pace off, going out to the deep to point, and it is just going to be kept to the single there for them. Are they going to be able to get it to 10? That's a big question. When is your next stream, mate, as well, says Daniel? I believe it will be tomorrow, or tonight, sorry, at 11 p.m., and it's Bangladesh taking on England is the other match that we are going to be covering as well. Bolt or Southee. I think at this stage they are going Southee, so Bolt will still have an over left, and then also Jimmy Neesham they may decide to close out this match with, or maybe even Santner, I think, still has an over left in his tank as well. Southee bowling, it's a slow ball, but it's a straight back down the ground, and it's for 6. But what a shot that is from Pakistan, and that is going to be Asif, who has been able to move his way up to 11 runs now. Morning, mate. How do you like the tourney so far as well, says Gary Miller? I have been absolutely loving it, mate. We have seen so many great games of cricket so far. A lot of close matches as well, but also some interesting fixtures in terms of the fact that this one seemed like it was going to be going the way of Pakistan. Then New Zealand took the momentum back, but then that 6 there really decreases the required run rate for Pakistan as well. USA couldn't play domestic cricket because they couldn't call themselves world champions like they do in NFL and NBA. And what if Bangladesh beats England as well, says Shane? Then England will not be sitting as comfortably as they are at the moment. Southee with the slow ball. He's gone big. Has he got enough? Yes, he does. And that's another 6 there for Asif. And now because of it, Asif Ali, 2 6s in a row, and Tim Southee feeling the pressure here as well. So what is your big plans for yourself next year? Believe it is, just make sure that we do keep on putting out content that you guys are enjoying, finding the sports as well. Go Pakistan, you can do it as well, says Morse. And New Zealand need to get wickets. They do indeed. He tried the cutter there, Southee. Just sat up there in the slot, and in the end was hit hard down the ground from Asif Ali, who now sits on 17 runs for that man. He's banged it into the pitch, and it has hit him in the bollocks. So that is going to be just the dot ball. I'm really enjoying your commentary as well, rugby and cricket from South Africa as well, says Mario. So thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated you being here for this one. They're going upstairs. I'm not sure what they're checking here. I feel like this one almost hit him in the box, which I don't believe will be. But maybe they are just trying to split it up a little bit, give themselves a little bit more time here and slow it down a little bit. In that regard, let's got there. Don't forget the MLB, not NHL, because the Canadians have got that one as well. And also we have got there. What do you do when there's no live sport on? Oh, okay. It's hitting them on about the thigh pad here, so I think it is going to be just a little bit high. Not sure height as well there in the chat, and also height is the issue. Yeah, it does look like it is just a little bit too high, but this pitch seems to not really get too high. Are you going to do only rugby and cricket or other sports? We have got a couple other sports that we are considering. It's just going over the wickets here. Probably worth asking the question just because of the fact it's only cleared it by about this match, but that is going to be a dot ball, a crucial dot ball there for the Blackcaps, as now the required run rate is only down to 7.2 as well. What we've been watching on Sling TV, love the tourney as well, says Gary Miller there, but Southee running in. Oh, it's a big swing, no hit there, and that is going to be another dot ball at this stage. Asif just well and truly swinging for everything. Now Hamish is the real commentary, not like other one-eyed biased commentary. Hamish the real deal as well, says Morse. That's the thing. I always, no matter the game, I try and keep my commentary straight down the middle so that both sides can enjoy it, because the fact that when you listen to a commentary team and they're all well and truly going for one side, it makes it very tough to kind of get behind them in terms of if you are going for that side that isn't winning. So which is why I absolutely love these games as well. Each one more wicket as well. There's a Michael, now Southee running in. Oh, it's hit him in the helmet. It's hit him in the helmet. And now they are going to be checking on this. That was an ugly way for the over to end. He has gone down to his knees at this stage almost for Asif Malik, who is on strike there. And it looks like, it was actually Asif Ali was on strike, and he is just getting checked. They will have to have a bit of a stoppage there. Slow ball for Talenda, not to be good as well. So we have got there, hello mate, hope you're well, says Sebastian there, and also we have got there India. What other sports, says Danny Lewis? We're thinking about maybe doing a little bit of, he's hit the bat and then hit it into his face. FIFA World Cup streams would be dope as well, says the big VHO. We are actually looking at a little bit of football to see whether or not we can get that going, and maybe even some rugby league as well. Could be another one that we will add in. Good mate, how about you as well, says Gary? But I guess the good question, while you guys are here as well, what other sports or other events would you like to see that we cover on the channel? I can't guarantee we can do them all, but I will try my best to be able to tick off as many of them as I can physically do as well. At this stage now, they are just showing this bouncer once again. It was an ugly bouncer here. Just ended up hitting the gloves or hitting the bat and then straight away smacking it into his own face there. And you hope that he's all right. NBA as well, says Shane, although NBA is one that I really do not know pretty much anything about, I have noticed. In terms of me and George, we tried playing NBA 2K18, which might come out on the channel very soon if you guys are keen to see that. And we weren't good at it, to say the least. But I did also buy this game, Rugby World Cup 2011, and we're going to be playing some rugby on the channel very soon as well, because this game is considered a decent one. Apparently, it's around that kind of Rugby 08 Rugby Challenge, and then this game, I believe, is the next best that we are going to be playing it, although the Blackcaps, the All Blacks, are not actually licensed in that one, which is a bit of a shame. But 17 overs down at this stage. New Zealand was sitting 116 for 4, so there's still a little tiny bit of a difference. Tennis as well, says Danny. I guess tennis could be one that we could look at as well. I remember that game, says Shane. Is it any good, Shane? Haven't played it yet, but do let me know. And also, all good, brother, trying to back the Kiwis, but Pakistan keep hitting sixes here. 2 6s in a row is crucial for them. Satner is coming. This is going to be important. Malik will be on strike here. Only 18 balls left, 24 runs to win for Pakistan here. Yeah, I reckon the FIFA World Cup will be a golden goose for the channel as well, says the big VHO, because I believe that is close to the end of the year, isn't it? In about October or somewhere around there, I could end up doing quite a few of those ones. Would be pretty awesome to do. As I do enjoy my football, I just don't get a chance of being able to watch it as much as I would like to because of all the rugby that's on. But once the rugby season is over, it will certainly be a good chance to be able to see a bit more. It's going to be the cut shot there through the gap, and that is going to be 4 runs for Pakistan. Once again, Mitch Santner not happy with his first ball of the over, and also Pakistan and stuff beating a lot of IPL players as well, says Gary. And also, is it good for this time as well? Is it good for this time? At this stage, we are sitting at 6:17 a.m., if that is what you're talking about as well. And for them here, it was a very nice shot out through covers, bro. Pakistan will win as well, says Abdullah. And at the moment, that is a brilliant shot. Rugby World Cup is great. All the Blacks and Wallabies not licensed, but the gameplay is great as well, says Sebastian. Now advancing a little bit, it is going to be Malik, looking like they are going to be pushing hard for 2 here. They are going to get it nicely as well there, Pakistan. Watch this required run rate just drop just that little bit more now as well. Rugby Challenge, your mother as well, says Abdullah. And also we have got the what is your New Year's, or what is your plan for New Year's as well, says Danny Lewis. This stage I haven't really got too many. We'll probably end up hanging out with George and whatnot as well. Do you have a good rest before these live streams? As I said, Shane, normally I try and get some hours of sleep, but before this one, we actually did a Rugby Challenge live stream and then also a podcast filming session. So I've been talking for probably around, at this stage, probably about 9 hours straight at this stage. What was New Zealand on at this point as well, says Michaela. So going, that's big. That's big. Has it gone enough? It's gone high. It's gone long, and it's a 6 for Pakistan once again. And now Malik moves up to 24. And at this stage now, they only require 18 runs. But at this stage, after the 18th over, Pakistan or New Zealand were on 119 for 6. So at this stage, it's looking like they're going to be able to get their way above that Pakistan. That hit to the head was so hard, I crashed my phone as well, says BAL. And also, no way, Shark Gaming. Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire. 12 runs needed now of 15 balls. It's going back once again. A little chip onto the leg side, and that is going to be just a single. New Zealand needs some dot balls here. Santner's getting hit all around the park. 13 runs off his first 4 balls here. Very important wickets. Not restricting score as well. 82 meters down the ground. What a shot for Pakistan there. And now they are sitting in a very good position to be able to win this game. Wickets are required here for New Zealand if they want any chance. Santner's going to have to break through. Going to be whipped away to the leg side, and once again, he is going to have to chase this one. They are running for the 2. They're going for it as well, and it is not the best throw. 2 more runs there for Pakistan. And at this stage now, 9 needed off 13. I'm just having a look at the scorecard. Mohammad Rizwan, he was sitting on a total of 33. There's 1 man on 25, 1 man on 17 at the moment for them as well. So they are getting very close to being able to chase down Rizwan, who was able to get that 33 runs. In terms of, he was actually the highest run scorer of the whole match as well at this stage with the 33. But at this stage, Malik looking like he might be able to overtake him here, depending on how it goes. Santner, a lot of pressure on him. Needs to find the wicket. It's going to be well played. And it's just a single as well. We have got there in the chat as well. Inspiring coaching choice by Ramez Raza as well. How he decided to have to hit hunt Hayden and Philander as well. How did he come up with that choice, guys, with no coaching experience as well? Caesar Morse. And yeah, I mean, Matthew Hayden, very experienced player. But yeah, not too much coaching, but he's doing very well at the moment by the looks of it. Williamson make the only one mistake and the match is gone as well. Yeah, was Santner the best choice for that occasion? I feel like it's going to be very tough in the last over. Trent Bolt now is going to be bowling, and then Jimmy Neesham will close it out. But Jimmy Neesham more than likely may end up going for a few too many runs, depending on how it goes. We need wickets and dots, says Michaela as well. Also, no wide balls don't give away free runs, says Sebastian there. So New Zealand have to win the rest of their games to go through, says Shane. Pretty much at this stage. You don't. We have got there. I'm moving to Waimea. You don't need to work, and you can do streams. Sign me up as well, says Danny Lewis. Although at this stage, I am in the situation of very soon I probably will need to get a job because of the fact I did work very hard right during high school so that I was able to work for a few years. And pretty much I am trying to live off that. So it is a little bit tough at times to try and balance both. But that's kind of what we're doing at the moment, just because I absolutely love doing these live streams and wouldn't have it any other way as well. Pakistan is sick. So many good players as well. So Gary at this stage now, Trent Bolt has been hit out mid-wicket way. They are just taking on the 1 there, deciding against the 2. 9 runs needed from 12 balls. They just need to tap this one around. Ramez and Shoaib as well, ready to celebrate. Revenge is complete as well there. And also we have got there in the chat, the crying emoji from Shark Gaming. But yeah, at this stage, Pakistan winning this game, I said it at the start of it, if Pakistan win this game, which at this stage it seems very, very likely, they will actually, I would say, qualify for the semi-finals already, because they have only got games up against Scotland, Namibia, and also Afghanistan, which unless Afghanistan can really throw a spanner in the works and beat Pakistan, which doesn't seem that likely. Oh. Okay, Asif Ali at this stage, he's actually having a bit of a chat with the physio because of the fact that, unfortunately, I think his head might be a little bit in pain. He might have to come off the field here. Asif Ali, it would be a shame, but player welfare, or player safety, I should say, should be the number 1 priority here. So Asif Ali, they've still got men in the shed as well for Pakistan. So I feel like the smart option here is to take him off. Just because of the fact that he doesn't look too great. Oh, well, you don't have any living expenses, do you, as well? You must save lots of dollars since you don't go out as well, says Danny Lewis. I do still pay board and kind of food and that kind of thing, though, which does slowly add up. And also any kind of expenses for Xbox games and everything like that to try and keep the channel with new content. That's a big shot. From what teams do you predict will qualify for the semis at this point, says Mr. Achilles. My prediction is, I'm going to say England, Australia, Pakistan, and then either India or New Zealand, which is going to be pretty tough. But at this stage, Ali is still going to be down. Or he's not down at the moment, sorry, but he is going to be still out there, and he doesn't look like he's too flash at this stage. So I think they do need to take him off the field. We have got there. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more cricket coming as well. You heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Really enjoyed your commentary as well, says the Dean. Thank you very much, mate. And also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on 44 likes. Can we get another 6 before the end of this match? If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. We have got there. Do you own a house or do you rent as well, says Danny. I actually am very lucky in regards to the fact that I do live in I still live with my parents, but I do pay for kind of board and that kind of thing, just to try and help out a little bit more, since I do spend a lot of time in the lounge and live it in the I live in my room, but I do spend a lot of time in the lounge with me set up as well. It's got that England is the only big name that's shown any real ball so far as well. Says it BAL, and also we have got there, since you don't go out as well, a little bit earlier on. But at this stage, the only way New Zealand can win this one is if they somehow pull something incredible out of the bag. Pakistan need 8 runs from 11 balls. But what this will do to the table, Pakistan is sitting in second at the moment. With this win, they will move into first on 4 points, and that will pretty much secure them a spot in the semi-final. New Zealand versus India will be the big one as well. Let's see. Let's see in Australia versus England as well. Says Shark Gaming. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good game. That is coming up this weekend as well. The only sad thing is the fact that it is going to be taking place at the exact same time as the All Blacks versus Wales game. So I think I am going to end up doing the Wales game as well. You live in your room, but do you have room service as well, says Mark? I do not. Pretty much, I do. I guess I should say I sleep in my room. But then in the lounge, I'm in the kind of corner of the lounge at this stage with my green screen and behind me type thing. But we do not have room service. I do have to cook my own meals and whatnot. As well, let's see in Australia versus England. Hope he is okay. He should not continue as well, says Michael. Yeah, the kind of, I guess the point of him still being out there, it doesn't really make sense to me. It is going to be a dot ball now as well. It did end up hitting his pads because of the fact they've still got batsmen who can bat, and they only need 8 runs off 10 balls. So it's not like not having him at the crease would make the absolute hugest difference in the later stages of this one. And you want to make sure that the batsman is okay. Good that you can spend time with your family. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I am normally asleep at random hours, but the funny thing is I normally get to see them in the morning before I go to bed. That kind of one. But they are showing New Zealand's fixtures. Got a few more left in this T20 World Cup. But at this stage now, Trent Boult needs to make sure that he can get himself either a wicket here or another dot ball. The All Blacks will roll Wales as well. It's going to be hard by Ali. Has he got enough of it? It's 6. He's hit it all the way, Ali. And that is going to be pretty much the game now for Pakistan. What does your dad do in terms of work as well? Says Danny Lewis. He is a builder. So that is what he does. What a shot there for Pakistan. And now they are only going to need 2 runs off 8 balls. Very impressive. Hamish, stay with his mum and the Black Doll as well. Says Morse. That is, of course, the giant inflatable All Black up in the top corner there. And also we have got there the 6. And New Zealand needs a rent goat to warrant on the eat of the ball as well, says BAL. And also, this stage seems like now this game is well and truly in the favour of Pakistan. Couple good innings here. Malik and Ali, what a combo. They have been here 2-1 at this stage. Has gone out through the covers. That's going to be the 2. Is it going to the boundary? No, New Zealand have been able to stop it there. And Pakistan celebrate for the first time in a T20 World Cup. New Zealand have lost their very first fixture. Will that impact them going into the semi-finals? Do you want to become a builder? Says Danny. I've thought about it, but I'm not sure whether or not I'm fully committed in terms of wanting to become a builder. But Pakistan, they were able to win it. The current run rate was what they needed, or what they got. They don't require any more runs. Mate, I think you guys can knock India out as well, says Adeem. And yeah, fair play. First of all, to Pakistan, they played a phenomenal game of cricket here. They were able to bowl phenomenally. Harris Ralph 4 wickets. I enjoy watching him for the Melbourne Stars, and he has done that. Once again, he has performed. Slower balls were on fire for him as well. So Pakistan now, they will move from second, and they will move right up into first. 4 points, and that is their spot almost in the semi-final, I would say, confirmed as well. So now it is the big contest. New Zealand, India, Afghanistan are the other side that might be able to get themselves one as well. 4 sixes makes the difference as well. They do indeed. And also, thanks for the stream, says Michaela. No worries. Hopefully you're not too disappointed with that one, Michaela. And hopefully you do enjoy your day at school as well. What was the main reason that New Zealand lost, says Danny? To be honest, I think it was just a case of not putting enough runs on the board for that first innings. They were able to push their way to 134, which was actually more than they did end up getting originally. But when you read that of the last 7 overs, they were able to get themselves 44 runs. They were actually ahead in terms of keeping Pakistan to a little bit lower of a total, but from there, they just kept on going. And Sheena Freddie, he's a happy man at the moment, that is for sure. And also, we have got the great stream, Amish, and off to bed as well, says Mark. So hopefully, you do enjoy the rest of your night. And also, you did enjoy the cricket as well. We have got there. Should apply for a job with Spark or Sky Sports as well, says Shane. That'd be pretty awesome to do in the future. I think once we have a little bit more experience with our broadcasting as well, we have got the main reason, Lewis The main reason is Pakistan won as well, says BAL. And also, well done to New Zealand for playing a banger. Congratulations to Pakistan for qualifying to the semi-finals as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they're going to be an awesome team to see progress through this competition. And now it's New Zealand versus India that is coming up 5 days' time. That could be the decider in terms of who makes their way through. Whoever's got their bye. I'm off to get ready for school. As well, says Michaela. Also, batting or Pakistan bowling well. As well, says Danny Lewis. And also, thank you. I'll see you on your next stream as well, says Michaela. Oh, no worries. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Hopefully, you did enjoy it. It's 6:30 a.m. here in New Zealand. And also, we have got their batting or Pakistan bowling well as well. I think Pakistan bowling well. They really used the surface to their advantage. The likes of Harris Ralph, he knew that the cutters and the slower balls would help him out, and he actually got a few wickets doing it as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and supporting the channel. Big love all as well. Says Sebastian. Also, we have got there when will the Tucks and Ty come out? As us is more, so it's not too far away. I believe it is going to be about 3 weeks or so. We've actually got an interesting one planned for Halloween due to the fact that Wales versus All Blacks game is going to be taking place on Halloween night here in New Zealand, or Halloween morning, I guess you could say. I am actually going to have some sort of costume set up for that one as well. Tough luck, Blackcaps, as well. Pakistan are just too good and solid all around as well, says it Michael. And also we have got there, got a permanent fan here in the chat from BAL, and also we have got there in the chat as well. Thanks, Kiwi lads, and good night as well. But no worries. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.